have to add to your viewer count. That's fine too.
Actually, Corby, he watches as well. When he's not around, he watches the VOD.
That's true.
Yeah.
VOD watches are important. It's funny when people ask me, what happened last session? I literally record and broadcast my sessions.
All right. Yeah, I usually manage to listen to the Tuesday night games because, I have to leave early.
Yeah.
So I usually put those on during the week.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm A.D. Springer, also known as Corbinian. This is the Electric Metropolis video game tour, and today we're doing our second episode of Lex Arcana Susurros Alienorum, using the Lex Arcana system as we follow our brave custodians of the cohort's auxiliary Arcana to help save Rome from the various dangers and forbidden cults that lurk in the Empire. And much to their suspicion and dismay, it seems a particular valley is in some danger as it lays in ruin, buried in lies. And they met a merchant who they sent off on his merry way south to turn himself in or else. They met a singing traveler who had auguries of things to come. And met a very nice lady who did nothing wrong. She's totally trying to eat them. But let's see if they succeed at not being eaten.
Is Corby kind of glitchy for anybody besides me?
Yeah. You're getting
All of
little
us.
skips here and there, Corby.
Yeah.
Well, get good.
We will learn to deal with it. That's okay.
I just want to make sure I didn't need to reboot my audio.
Yeah, I know the Discord's flickering. There it goes. I'm back. As far as you guys, it's gonna flicker back and forth. Discord's being weird today. Thankfully, those of you who matter can hear me. Wait, the players need to hear me so they can play. Decisions. But
I'm already fine.
so, we begin to learn of our battle. Let us... Oh, and as a quick little thing, you may... Another thing I forgot to tell you, that you would have learned, or at least Calypso would have learned, in your little roll earlier, other than the fact that this is some sort of creature that's out to consume travelers, which, that's bad enough. But... bit of extra information, because demons have their own special entry. We call, according to Lex Arcana, we call demons those evil creatures dedicated to inflicting pain and desperation upon the living. Let this be immediately clear. Demons must be hunted, eliminated, destroyed, and annihilated without hesitation. There are no alternatives. They are summoned to Earth by powerful sorcerers and fanatical cults for the purposes exploiting their incredible powers for nefarious purposes. Their summoning is the result of complex ritual, which often have disastrous consequences. The summoned demon rebels against the summoner to be emancipated from their slavery, then roams the earth undisturbed in search of victims. Scholars confirm that demons cannot be permanently killed, but if effectively defeated, they are forced to return to the underworld until summoned again. Only a few of the many demons of the Mediterranean magical religious tradition actually been studied, specifically those about which we have the most reliable information. And this Impusai is one of those, so. Just because it has a human face does not make it any less dire a threat. Just to warn you. Although one of you thinks this is a poor innocent
What are you talking
lady.
about?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you talking about? This is just a pretty lady.
And people are bullying her. What the heck? Sure, she's down and out and not having a great
Boy,
day,
he just
but-
pulled out an axe.
Yeah.
He's trying to kill her.
So, combat in Lex Arcana is I run a game similar to this once. The One Ring has a similar system to this, so this should be interesting. So when a fight starts, every combatant becomes engaged or disengaged based on how many on each side has. So the fact that you guys have, at present, both sides have equal number.
Corby.
Yeah.
Corby, you might want to move us to the screen.
Huh?
We're still on the intro screen.
Well, use your imagination.
Theater of the
Normal
mind.
people.
There you go.
It's like I'm on the stream. Something's not quite right. Doesn't fit in.
I was waiting for him to switch it, but
Hilariously, those
intended.
watching would have been like, "Yeah, he's on another screen. What are they talking about?" So no, I didn't bring them along.
Thank you. Go on, please.
So as you have equivalent number, if the present situation was all three of you against the one, then that person could only choose one of you to engage, and the rest they just kind of have to deal with. Like they're outnumbered, and the rest could hang back and attack from a distance. But as you are at equivalent number, because Corv, as far as you're concerned, you're defending a perfectly innocent person.
Right.
So we have to figure out who's engaging who, because we have equivalent numbers. Yeah.
All right, I did some.
Yeah.
I did some flipping and reading and researching through the book. It doesn't really have a just defense option, but going into it, that's kind of my plan. I know it'll work just like regular combat, but basically I'm trying to interpose myself between Faustina and Tiberius with my shield without drawing a weapon, because I don't want to attack a fellow
Custodes.
custode. So that's kind of my plan. So I think if possible, it technically I would be engaging Tiberius, but again, just, interposing myself in my shield.
And then that's what I'm trying to figure out, is who chooses who to engage. Actually, no, you guys have more than the, there's 3 against 2, so actually there's somebody on your side that's disengaged. So, Corvus, your intention is to engage Tiberius to get in his way.
Right.
There's one problem, though. Tiberius is a fighter. He can choose to engage multiple people.
Yes, I will choose to engage both of them at the same time.
Which is unfortunate for Faustina. So basically, every time Corvus tries to interpose, Tiberius is just a alarmingly good fighter. So you're constantly chasing him the whole fight while he's going after Faustina. So because those two are engaged, that means Calypso and Yulia, you're both disengaged from the fight, because you can't get in and mob someone like this. You basically have someone is fighting, dueling that person, and other people are back using ranged weapons or using or trying to inspire or what have you. And Corvus, unless someone's gonna try to go after Corvus to pull him off of Tiberius.
I'm guessing that's a solid no.
Don't both of you jump at him at once.
I mean, I'm out of here. You do you.
Yeah, I think I'll try to pull him back, because, yeah.
So Yulia is gonna get in Corvus's way.
What are you doing? He's going to kill her. She's not even armed. Tiberius, stop.
Each
I
round...
can't hear you over the sounds of my axe chopping away.
So we look to our order of action. Each round of combat in this game are called tempuses. So each beat of battle goes by. And all of it's happening simultaneously. So there's not really a your go, my go, your go, my go. It's no, everyone who's engaging who. Is everyone still standing? They keep fighting until eventually the duels are resolved or something changes drastically. So, for each instance, we have a debello rule. Let's resolve the debello between Corvus and Yulia. Are either of you holding up? Have your weapons drawn, or are you just pancration, like wrestling with each other, trying to keep the other from helping Festina or Tiberius?
I am not going to draw my weapon. He seems to be not in his right mind.
Yeah, same. I do have my shield out, but that's it.
Yeah, at most you're probably using, as
so-
part of the pancration, you're kind of like using the shield to kind of batter a hand, like, no, stop trying to grab me. So
I think we use de corpore instead of de bello since we're unarmed.
yes, because you're brawling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear, that's
So,
not good.
this is a roll up.
I rolled the bellow because I'm certainly armed, yes.
Yeah, you're trying to.
What's the best way to split my dice pool?
Okay, so that's that.
I like this split. I'll take this split.
12.
That's a poor split.
Am I rolling against Yulia or?
Tiberius, roll
Oh, I
that
guess it doesn't
again.
matter, does it?
Mercury Negotiator.
Rolling that again?
By the blessings of Mercury, you have been called upon to try again.
Yeah, you can roll that again because of Mercury
3, 2, 1.
Negotiator.
And Corvus, you're rolling against Yulia.
Do I have to choose the same spread of dice if I'm rerolling? Or may I choose another one?
You don't have to choose the same spread, but you do have to keep the second result.
That's okay. It's worse.
And Calypso, since you're not engaged, you actually, we're going to come to you after the debella, because there's that initial bap going on. Actually, no, you happen at the same time. You are ranged, so there's no opposed roll for you. You can use a ranged weapon if you want to throw something, or you can stay out of it. You can just stay,
I
but...
mean, she's a demon. I don't like that.
No, you shouldn't. She's
So
here to kill you all.
I will hurl some stones at her with my sling.
Oh, you have a sling, that's right. Yes. So, DeBello, for you,
The
there's some
only one that
adjustments
hasn't
here.
rolled is Faustina.
So
For range combat, you're disengaged, your target's in sight. You do DeBello, but there's no oppose. You're rolling for a set difficulty. I'm going to say you're in short range, because you were, like, in the Mancia, like, you weren't that far from the gate, so it's easy for you to just grab a rock, toss it in the sling, and bap. Or you might have some stones,
Yeah.
like bullets, already in a pouch ready to go, which makes more sense.
that's 4.
Oh.
4.
That's
Okay,
I need 3. The difficulty is 3.
Yeah, you're there.
just so you're aware, I didn't hear any of that about Calypso arming up, so I think you guys blanked for a bit.
Oh, she's throwing a stone from a sling on Faustina.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or maybe I went out. I don't know.
You went, I think. Everyone else was
Okay.
here.
There's... Unfortunately, one of the difficulty modifiers is that she is engaged in close combat with somebody. So the difficulty goes not from 3 to 6. So Calypso, for fear of hitting
Okay.
Tiberius, your bullet will go wide.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Now I can at least, like... I proved my courage to the gods, but I'm just not good at a fighter. I just suck.
Mars saw your attempt, which is, more than some Romans could attest to. And now for the poor innocent lady who did nothing wrong.
Watch her roll 40 dice.
45.
I'll note, in the battle between Corvus and Yulia, Corvus is keeping Yulia at bay. Yulia, you're not really able to get a good grip on him to kind of immobilize him or hold him fast. But it's obvious he isn't trying to hurt you either. But he's resisting. Like, he is actually actively using his ability. He is intelligent in his fighting. The bullet goes wide to Faustina. Faustina, on her part... What Tiberius? What are you swinging with? Just have it.
My Securus, my axe.
So
Large battle axe.
So you're big. Oh, a two-handed axe. So you're like woof woof, trying to clobber her one and get a nice good chunk of flesh. She draws no weapon, but she reaches as she's dodging. She's reaching out to try to touch your hand. She's not even trying to grab you, like trying to grab you at the throat or the chest. She's just trying to graze your arm or your hand.
Okay.
And you
Chop that hand right off.
yeah, you beat her. So the question becomes, how much did you beat her by?
By 2 in this case, right? Or...
So you beat her by 2, so you have attack potential of 2. Therefore, you do times 1 damage. Damage applies to damage multiplier rating of the thing used. Difference between damage and protection roll increases hit points lost by defender, etc., etc., etc. Fighting multiple opponents is not occurring at the moment.
Oh, I see. That's the table in the character sheet. The multiplier table.
Yep.
Okay.
What's the damage of your weapon, of your axe?
11.
Holy fudging muffins! Ow! And and Corvus and Yulia are actively not doing damage; they're just getting in each other's way.
Right.
There is a reason why Yulia succeeding matters. That's why I'm having the roll. It's like there's something that happens if she manages to get you, because of the enchantment. And just for record's sake, if someone wants to escape, you have to be not engaged, or if you are engaged, you have to win a debello and then say you're running away instead of attacking the person.
Well, can you use that move to like disengage with one opponent and engage with someone else?
No, you have to immobilize or knock out the opponent you're facing.
So that's only if you're actually planning to flee the battlefield. Okay.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, it's only if you're trying to leave the battlefield. Yes, you're correct.
Okay, cool.
So Miss Demon, how much HP do you have? that looks like that hurt. That's an axe that just chunked into you pretty darn hard. Well, let me check something else.
Just a little axe.
It's just a big old two-handed axe that is wielded by a fighter who served in the Praetorian Guard. No biggie. She can soak it.
He doesn't really chop down trees. It's just one hit and the tree goes down. Yeah, the advantages of being a fighter.
You get to hit stuff.
Yeah.
Real hard, like.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing, because, like, as a explorer, I can use my Denatra, but instead of Debello, but only with weapons that have a max of 6. So
yeah.
And
I mean, I have a feeling Rafina has also stuff to hit on people.
Really, she's dead.
Faustina is cut down and collapses to the ground.
No!
Corvus, the enchantment pops the minute she drops. So there's probably a no as she's dying, and then the enchantment goes away.
Corvus kind of staggers and then just kind of sits down, abruptly shaking his head.
Are you back? Are you back with us?
Oh, sweet Diana, yes. Oh, I'm sorry, Tiberius. I don't know what happened to me.
I'll sheath my axe and approach you and give you a handshake.
I'll let you help me up.
Many fall in the face of chaos, but not this one. Not today. Rise, my friend.
Today.
She was a demon.
Yes.
I'd say that was pretty clear, but she is banished. In fact, let me just make sure. I don't know, coup de grace, maybe, if needed, if necessary.
You behead the
I'm
demon?
pretty-
Yes.
Yeah, she is now headless.
I'm
Is
pretty sure her
she-
crew has been degraded.
Is she, like, evaporating, or do demons' corporeal forms stick around?
It depends on the demon. With the amount of successes people got on knowing what kind she is, it's not entirely clear. But depending on demons, some of them will decorporate in front of you, some of them will leave behind corporeal remains. Right now, if an onlooker was looking from afar, it looks like you just murdered a human.
I'll turn to Calypso. Priestess, is she finished? Or is there more that needs to be done?
Is there more that needs to be done?
She neither moves nor twitches, no sparkle or smell of magic emanates from her. For all intents and purposes, this demon, if they are continuing the fight, are doing so poorly.
Well, I mean, like, I can still, I suppose, like, not really doing magic, but doing believer stuff. And kind of like, I don't know. You don't really ban it anymore because it's dead, but like,
Give me a bit of
I don't know
demagia, just to see if you can
Yeah.
feel the evil, see if the evil has left the body. Or if it's dark, or dark forces still remain. That is not an unusual thing to do, especially with demons.
Yeah. exactly.
Corpse, do we take it to the temple for cleansing?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find out, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose that's none of my specialties, so. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, for those wondering at home, yeah, demons can go down that quickly. It depends how big a threat they are.
Depends on how big of an axe you have.
And how many of your men they've ensorcelled, because if they ensorcel if she ensorcelled Tiberius, this would have been a very different fight.
That's
I engage all of you. Ah, nuts.
Yeah.
A 9. You feel at the energies emanating. There is the specter of evil remaining because she is recently dead. There is on a naturalness to how the wound presents itself. And there's a certain odor that comes up that indicates to you that this demon's power is fading from the world. In time, if this place were blessed by the gods of Rome, or heck, even the tolerated gods, surely this body would be banished back to the underworld. But since there's this veil of darkness looming over the valley, the body remains. But the spirit has
guess I
left.
will.
Though it could be summoned again if someone really came by and resummoned her back into this body. Though who would do that to an Amunsai without incurring her wrath? I'm not sure.
I guess she is dead for now.
And
Yeah,
just a
there's
clarification.
no way to keep anyone from just resummoning. I mean, you took off the head. I mean, that might be a minor inconvenience for resummoning. I'm not sure.
Just for clarification, did this spirit embody the body of a honest Roman woman, or was this spirit summoned onto this earth like this?
You know what you know, Calypso.
Well, I can't be too sure. I never dabbled in that kind of magic. I just know that they exist. I don't know if they have a host or if they create the
I
body
see.
when they summon them.
Brother Corvus, the cabin over there stands empty, I assume. Shall we explore it?
Sounds like a good idea.
Good. Then perhaps you can take the lead on this one, and be aware of very attractive women. This time around.
Not sure if Calypso or Yulia
Such-
should be offended or not.
They are our compatriots. We mustn't look at them that way.
So yeah, let's investigate the Mancio.
Oh.
Okay.
leaving the body lying there in the courtyard. You know,
Well, demon.
interesting choice. That's what you're gonna say. Surely you would say that. So you're looking to investigate this place, actually, because this isn't a mere exploration. You're trying to figure out something about this abandoned mansio that smells of manure and rot and death and mold.
Right.
Glasses arranged on jugs and clay cups kind of haphazardly put along the counter as if she was expecting visitors and was going to entertain them. A big old jug of some wine to go with. I believe. Exploration only. Exploration. I keep doing that. Investigation is what we're looking for. I just need to figure out how hard it is before I throw it at you. You are seeking to roll De Natura. Wait, that's exploring again. Keep doing that to you. Just seeing if everyone's paying attention.
I think investigation is under... Yeah.
Or other pair if it makes more sense, but the CNT makes sense here. You require a certain number of successes. And the event is not all that recent. You get each of you get 2 shots at the can, but you all roll together, so your successes add up. So the more successes you get, the more degrees of success you get, the more of the place you discover.
I'm very poor at this. Like very, very poor at this. Think I could just do something else while they explore?
Investigate. What are you thinking of doing?
I'm thinking I can just bury the body out in the courtyard while they're doing it. In case she was a proper Roman citizen, I'll give her a Roman burial.
Give me some Demagia to see. It's a pretty easy roll. You're just making sure the appropriate rites are being done, as in this sort of impromptu burial. There's a way to handle bodies.
There's an 8.
8. It's pretty straightforward. It's not that you're not giving her a fancy burial. You're just giving her enough. So your roll's enough, definitely enough. So you bury the body, and are you lacking any piety?
6, in fact, I am.
Well, good Tiberius. Have 6 back.
Thank you.
The gods are pleased by your piety and observance of respect for the human body. As for the investigators inside, let's see how well that went.
We're not rolling all that hot.
You pick over this ruin, and it's just so hard to get any real insight. It seems like this place has seen terrible times for a while. Weeks, if not months. And there has been some fights here, you think? But is that the signs, is that because of the disaster that's come, or was this place just kind of a rat hole to begin with? It's so bad, it's hard to tell right now.
We get another kick at the can, though, right?
You do, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Oh, good golly. Well, there's at least one success. Again, it's like you end up, the 3 of you end up cleaning the place up more than you end up learning anything. Like moving a bench just to find any clue as to what's going on. The beds are empty, if a bit dusty and musty. The windows are cracked like you saw before. You see tree branches inside of openings, bits of floor that have given way. It's like either this place was a rat hole and malrepair, which it, as a Mancio, not that far from a curator's house, that, I will tell you for free, that would be a shame upon that person. Because Mancios are spread out, and a curator only covers like huge lengths of road. So this is like being at a major government, having a little hotel next to the government office for hotels being in terrible shape. Like that'd be in being a stone's throw away from the Italian, the Province Italia. Like, that, I'll tell you, this is unusually in disrepair, but how it came to be, you're not sure. You need to look into it tomorrow in different lighting, or just think about it some more to have a real idea. But I will tell you, there are no bodies that remain. Just the dirt and muck and mire.
Fair enough. We gave it a shot.
Hey.
Well, I have no particular desire to sleep here anyway.
I mean, there are beds. There's the
Yes.
Mind the dust.
Me neither.
No, thank you.
Plus, we're short on time. If the stranger's divination was a true divination, this is the first of only 3 days. And if we take Juba for the traitor mentioned, and Faustina for the deceiver, and the thing that weighs like a statue but moves like a deer as perhaps the fighter. And I also wonder, I point towards the bundle that Calypso carries, if that is one of the 9 things mentioned in the first stanza.
I'm pretty sure.
And if maybe that's what's in the well we passed, since the first one we found also was in the water.
Yeah,
I
mean, there's so many wells.
I don't think that there's any safe place, be it temple or castra, in this valley. We should behave as if we are surrounded by enemies.
Then let us press on. Further north up the road is where our path lies.
I will call
Let's go.
upon all of you to roll for me Auctoritas, as you realize that it dawns upon you that you are in the valley of enemies currently.
Auctoritas.
Perhaps you're too late.
Toritas, you say?
Yeah, my worst stat. My dump stat.
It is
My
not
good
my
stat.
dubstep.
It's not my dubstep, it's still shit.
One of my good stats.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, so close. Oh.
Tiberius and Yulia, there is a confidence in your mission, in your training, to carry the day despite... this is what the Court's Auxiliary Arcana is for. You are the spear point that pierces such veils. For Calypso and Corvus, the two of you feel a weight upon you, a pall that perhaps you are too new, perhaps you are too inexperienced to deal with something this dire, but flight and fleeing are not in you. But the situation does not look good. Not good at all.
So, since we know that it was the curator who asked Juba to procure these tablets, should we not perhaps pay a call on the mansion, the curator's Logia, whatever it is.
The lodger. Remind
The
me,
villa.
where is it? That one. Straight across the road. I don't see why not. Short ride away.
Yeah, we
Besides, is it walled? Can we see it from here?
You can see it from here. It's a minor manor, so there's like almost decorative walls. There's like the same as the Mantio. It's enough to keep animals from getting in and stuff. They're stone, but they're not like fortifications. It's not a fort. It's just a nice house, or it's supposed to be a nice house anyway.
Domitian Rutilius Albus.
And does it, from a distance, look in a similar state of disrepair as this Mancio?
At a distance, you say? Well, good sir, I'm going to have to ask you for a bit of sensibilitas. And perhaps the Sentia, if that's a better role for you than sensibilitas.
What do you think I am? In fact, Calypso, look over there. What do you see?
I look.
I
So,
mean, I'll roll my sensibilitas, but it's not good. Oh well, you're equally bad.
well, yeah. I mean, you're bad. I just roll like shit.
Corvus, you kind of see beyond. The walls do block a lot of the sight, and you are some distance away. But you look, instead of trying to, you see the bits of roof and tile up top, and you can see cracked roof tiles, weathering on the edges of the wall. The road looks like it has some debris and detritus on it, which this is an Imperial Roman facility. This should be cleaned twice daily. And that level of disrepair is grounds for getting fired and replaced. If one were in that same department. It's one of those if some Imperial inspector came by, said, "Hey, fix this in by end of week, or I'm reporting you to the Senate for negligence."
Yeah. Corvus's eyes narrow and said, "Yep, it looks like it is in disrepair as well. Definitely far shoddier than it should be as an Imperial office."
Then keep your head on a swivel. There may be more out there like our dear Faustina was.
So what time of day did we hit this area? I mean, what time of day is it currently?
You got here by dawnlight as you approach the valley. It is about noon or so, approaching noon by this point. Hard to tell. The sky's pretty overcast at the moment, but you get an idea.
And we haven't seen anybody except the stranger, Juba, and Faustina. There have been no people on the roads, no slaves running about doing errands.
Not a wind.
Any of that.
Not a beast nor man has come your path, aside from what you brought with you.
Since he was the one to make him acquire these tablets, we might find something about what happened, or why he wanted to have them, what these things are or were in his belief.
That's what I'm thinking. Do we want to go back first and reinvestigate the well where we know somebody put something?
And
perhaps with a rope tied around Calypso, just in case she becomes entranced.
A fair idea. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, mind the horses. Let's get a move on.
As you begin to leave the Mancio,
Don't eat my cables. Stop it.
Okay.
Calypso.
Sorry, I have an adorable rapscallion on my desk.
Calypso and Corvus, your fatigue rests upon your shoulders, and you feel a pull upon yourself, and Ratio is tested as you begin to walk away from the two wells you've already seen near the just outside of the Mancio. Yulia Tiberius, you do not have to roll.
Roll 10. Okay.
I suck.
Your score's better than mine.
Okay, you suck more.
The two of you feel a thirst, a dryness, almost a clenching fist upon the tongue to parch every droplet of water. As it's almost like any tiny fear you feel is magnified tenfold, and it's just you find yourself emptying your water skins without thinking twice about it until you realize you've drank everything you're supposed to have for the day. You don't have any water for tomorrow. Though there is well water nearby.
Now I see the evil plot. I was figuring that would come into play.
Yeah, as far as Yulia Tiberius, it's like there's taking a sip of your water, which that's, people do that on a journey, or just during a day. That's not unusual. Some people drink a little more. This is someone just taking back their canteen and just chugging it, power style, like they're trying to show off to their friends. It's like the Calypso and the Corvus just suddenly do that as you're leaving the Mancio.
What seems to be the issue, friends? Surely your thirst is not this deadly. Or is it the foul forces afoot?
Well, I feel pretty thirsty.
Yes, well.
And
I suppose
if
it
it
can't be
is,
helped.
yes, if it is something magical, then I fear it may be pointing us to drink the water, which again, would not be surprised to find these tablets in every source.
In a land roamed by demons and further plagued by demonical artifacts, the last thing I would do is drink the water of the well. Fear
I
not.
agree.
I will share my water skin with you. I am from the desert. We are used to having no water.
Well, you still should maybe not give it to us now.
Not now, no. We shall wait until we make camp. But until then, I suggest we proceed onwards away from these wells. Nothing good can be found in them.
Perhaps, but my argument would be that if these have been poisoned with these tablets, it might be best to remove the tablets from the waters.
I agree, but the damage may be done already. The corruption seeps deeper into the earth, as it has with the previous lake.
I look over at Calypso. Given your understanding of how these curses work, would removing any contamination from the well make the water safe again quickly?
Demagia is the question being asked of you.
Yeah. Demagia. It's interpretation of omens, imperial cults, favor of the gods, clairvoyance, something like that.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
There's a yes in there somewhere. I'm just not sure which one. Whoops. You're all horses now.
Okay. That's nice.
Well, at least my Doratio is probably higher.
Favor of the gods may come to mind.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I have the same in all of them, so. Holy shit.
Oh dear.
You're dealing with such a foreign and strange ritual. Either it's very new, or you're just that unlearned on forbidden texts, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Although you're supposed to know more about them these days, but hey, it's good to know you don't just have that off the top of your head.
I mean, I've been carrying a cursed tablet for the last few hours, so.
Yeah, that's not making you feel good either.
So, the problem is I can't really say. Like, all I could say from, like, looking at the tablet itself, it has this pulling effect, and that it already was activated. The ritual was done when we took it out. And apparently it did not like to be removed. I want to try something. If I were to drop the tablet somewhere else than at the lake, like if I would put it on the ground here, would it change something? Oh, like on my condition.
You go to set it down.
Yeah.
Just
Like I don't uncover it or anything, but I just put it on the floor.
There it lays, wrapped in its ropes and cloth. And your skin retains its deathly pallor. Your breath labored, and the weight of the sky pressing upon your crown. The curse does not pass this way.
So, I feel like removing it from its original source is the problem. Because when I dropped it again by the lake, it was no problem. It was fine. Maybe it manifested on me over time, which would be bad. But, yeah. All things considered, I can't really know, but it's probably best to not try it.
Fair enough. Should we go to the temple and get you cleansed?
I mean, what temple?
Wasn't there a temple up here?
The temple of Mars that was here is not in a good condition. I don't think it is. I sadly think that this... I mean, we can check it out, but I fear that whatever happened here...
Well, and the divination warns against the temple. Or it seems to, in my reading.
Fair enough.
Oh,
Temple of Mercury.
Sorry.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Well then,
If the temple is indeed plagued by some foul sorcery, then perhaps we can cleanse it. And if not, I should hope that the gods have mercy on your plight, and despite the ill state of repair, their temple still grants you their favor.
well, if we're not trying the well, I say we continue on to the curator's house.
I agree.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
I think the problem with the temple, I don't think it would help with that curse, because I'm not cursed by our gods.
I know, but holy ground is still holy ground. Perhaps something can be done. I am no man of the gods, but I am sure that even they look kindly upon their servants sometimes. Besides, it is our sacred duty to restore the temple to its purity. But come on, let us press forward to the house. Time is short. We are losing what little daylight we have left, and I fear that this place during nighttime shall not be friendly to us.
I mean, it's noon.
I know. It feels like it's later. Or have you noticed that Helios has stopped shining his golden rays on us?
Does the tablet remain in the grass, Calypso? Or does it return to your bag?
No, I take it back.
Okay.
That sounded like a dangerous okay.
Yeah, I'm playing a dangerous game here, I think, but... don't want... I know that I'm not intending to do something with dark forces, so I'd rather have it with me than with someone who wants to use it for something bad.
That's fair.
My duty. If it kills me, it kills me, but...
Thus you ride a bit back the way you came, and begin your gentle ride up to the estate.
Yes.
Twigs and rocks kick under your horse's hoofs, and you pass through the opening, the gate, as it were, that is unguarded and unmanned. No servant nor slave come to you. You see a house that once must have been the place where the greats once dwelled, if only to sleep. For Amancio is fine, but for grand generals and imperial officers, this would be a place to rest. Indeed, perhaps those such as Pompey and Caesar and Octavian, all of them at one point must have rested their head here. What grand prestige and glory this place must have. But the closer you get, the more the disrepair is plain. The more the dust, dirt, the more there's no lights, no life, no activity, no bustle, no workmen, no legions, no young men and women trying their best to serve their empire, no old statesmen chatting amongst themselves about the day-to-day of the imperial business. It's all empty. It's all dark. Only light is Apollo's grace piercing its way through the overcast sky. What a shame this place is. What a shame. Do you enter?
Yes. Or I enter at least. I can't speak
Yeah.
for others.
Yep.
I mean, if the rest want to be branded as cowards, that's up to them.
No, Tiberius follows us as well, and I follow behind him. Because I'm a coward.
You are cautious. That's the way to spread it out.
Well, the gods taught me not to lie.
That is fair. I mean, Mercury lies all the time, but he gets away with it. Mostly because he gets to run away. Not that you should say that. Just warning you. Whoops, not that layer, the other one. That one, thank you. Inside this monument of imperial might and wealth, this historical site of such grand things left to its shame, you hear what sounds like the drunken chuckles and bawdy jokes that you would hear at a Mancio, you know, or in some roustabout tavern in the city, where the workmen rest their dirty feet and chuckle over some bit of business of the day. Not for a place as grand as this. Not with the tapestries across and on the walls, the busts of greats and colorful and grand, knocked over and left on the ground like so much trash. And as you go further in, because this seems to be the only sense of life this place seems to have, you see, of most norm to see, are 4 armed and armored men, no legionnaires by any means. If one were being generous, one would call them travelers, but by the roughness of their Latin and the disregard for discipline and good order, these are no legionnaires. Or if they are, their centurion would be incredibly angry with their decorum in such a grand place. Soldiers are soldiers, but, be a soldier at camp. Don't be a soldier here. This is not the place for it. There's literally like bedrolls laid across a ground. You think there's some beautiful frescoes being covered up by these guys and their bottles and their mugs and their mess kits and discarded bits of leather that probably repaired some of the patches. They're all laughing, but the thing that dominates, and for a second you think it furniture or maybe a huge heap of so much camp goods. Like, there can't be a person there. It moves. And you notice there's this incredible hulk of a man who towers over them. Muscles bulging in ways that don't seem quite right. Like, there is strength in the arm of a Roman. The strength, some, if they're being generous, and I'm sure Corvus would agree with this, some Germani have great muscles that impress even the Romans. Some strong men who could supposedly lift mountains.
Yep.
But, this is another sort entirely. He looks Germani, just from the bulk in his facial, but he's just so much bigger. It's like he eats a cow a day to keep that much bulk going. Which you might if you were training on a hard day back in Rome, but that's training. This is just him sitting there and talking. They don't notice you right away, as they're too engaged in their debauchery and drinking and laughing.
Corvus will reach out lightly and touch Yulia Rufina and kind of gently apply some pressure to pull her back so that we kind of step quietly back away. And he kind of motion for Tiberius to back up a little bit too, so that we can stay unnoticed, maybe?
I'll back up.
Sure.
There would be a roll here, but that's some pretty good wine. And they're having a fun time.
And once we're far enough away, in a low voice, Corvus will say, I would guess that is the person who made the tracks we saw and attacked the caravan. If so, he's obviously very strong, but I warn, also incredibly swift. In any event, these men are...
the world, do you think?
No clue. Or someone altered somehow. But in any event, all 5 of those, none of them are servants of the Empire, obviously.
I thought I was being subtle.
They are and have been fallen. Somehow.
In any
So what
event,
is the order of action? Shall we exterminate them, or shall we try something else?
If they are the ones to attack the carriage, they are either the ones behind it or are tasked by the one behind it. So I would suggest at least hearing one of them. But I doubt that they will take friendly to us, so I suppose there is no... I would like to have a way around bloodshed, but at that point I doubt it's possible.
well, and remember the swiftness with which the caravan was taken,
Yeah.
as if they didn't have any time to defend themselves.
Well, if they are demons, then perhaps it is our duty to exterminate them. Hearing them out might only further lead them to poison our minds. But you are right, they do seem supernaturally strong and gifted.
But
Perhaps
So,
too much
GM
for matchers.
do
What is
demons
our... Go ahead.
do demons drink booze?
Dementia,
Usually.
you asked a very important question.
Because that sounds kind of unlikely. I don't know. Sheesh.
I may have new answers for you. Am I going the wrong way again? I am going the wrong way. Keep doing. So, demons. What did you get again? Got 12, so. Demons in human form will mimic the attitudes and behaviors of men, so to look better and blend in with them. But it is said in some tales that the wine that demons drink is the blood of godly men and women. And the meat they eat is not of cow, sacred or profane, but of adult and child alike. Though it is if they're in human form. If they are not, they will not bother with such frivolities. That be you drinking at water and pretending to be drunk. Like, why would you do it if you actually wanted to have a drink? You might do it to pretend you don't drink.
It's unlikely to have it like if one of them was a demon would pretend, I would get it, but they are like just themselves. Why would they pretend? So I don't think the four of them.
They are currently in their mortal coils, so that means that they might still find a user for pretending now.
But what does pretending get you if there's no one to see it?
I mean, you have a point, but then again, I have a feeling they still try to perhaps operate like normal humans in case other normal humans, such as us, wander on. They cannot very well maintain a facade if they are in their demon forms.
GM, as custodes, are we like under? Is our SOP that, you know, if we suspect somebody of doing a crime, we kind of come across them, do we try to arrest them for questioning, or what is our scope of action in such a case?
So, this would be for free because this would have been drilled into you back at the Scalara. Your duty, first and foremost, is defense against the arcane. You are legionnaires, so you are defenders of the law in the dominion of Rome. But your duty is you have a higher duty beyond that. That's why you're not marching along the frontier like most legionnaires. Any citizen of Rome has all its protections and privileges that bestows upon them. Thus, murder and torture and such are at best frowned upon. At worst, high crimes that get you crucified. But if someone is committing a crime within the Lex Arcana, to narrow it to your particular field, if people are being disrespectful of the gods, that's dumb, and that's on their heads. The gods will sort them out, and they will regret their error. You might, if you're nice, you might point out to them, hey, maybe don't say that about Mars. It's not wise. It's not against the law, it's just dumb. If you're of the tolerated cults, you keep an eye on them to make sure they're not pretending. Make sure they're not going beyond their remit and allowances. But otherwise, you know, it's okay. If it's forbidden, you are committing a crime that at best is like that merchant back there who is facilitating a crime, which is very punishable, to imperiling the entirety of the empire. A minor ritual among cultists and robes could bring the empire, as large and beautiful as it is, to ruin, as emperors before have seen in divination. So, how aggressive that is up to your discretion if you believe. It just depends on how much of a danger level you think it is. A demon back there was easily killed, and any any investigation into it will absolve you. That was a clear and present danger that had to be dealt with then and there. Retreating from that would have been a dereliction.
Right.
Here, it's a lot fuzzier because you're not sure if they are mere bandits and rogues. That's a crime still, not your problem, honestly. But you are a legionnaire, so technically you're supposed to do something, or at least get the legion nearby to do something because you have stuff to do. But if you are the only present lawgivers in the entire region, you may be the only thing stopping them from committing more crimes against their fellow Romans, or if they're invaders. But you're pretty deep in. It's highly unlikely they're invaders.
I mean, we have at least reason to believe that at least the big guy is partly, if not definitely, responsible for sacrificing a whole caravan
And tossing him in the lake. Yeah.
At
So
best,
I
he's
feel
looking.
like
At best, he's
he
looking at
might
it.
be.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I think he might be the belligerent fighter.
Yeah.
I think the others are just with him. But I
Well-
don't know. I don't know for sure. I didn't get a good glance on them, and as you have noticed, foul creatures can take very human forms.
Well, I mean, it seems to me that our best chance against this guy, just judging on the way he moved by his tracks, would be surprise and overwhelming force. And if we can capture one of his buddies to help us get some information, that's one thing. But
Yeah, that was what I was thinking.
I concur. GM, quick question for you. The mansion itself, or the house, stone, straw, wood, what are we looking at?
Stone. This is a grand structure that would fit completely within Roman walls.
And a roof made out of clay or straw, or what are we looking at?
Clay tiles.
Clay tiles.
Quite modern.
terracotta tiles.
It's like slanted a bit, so when snow and rain goes by, it'll kind of drift down a bit. It would, if it was in good repair, it would look very pretty.
Further question, does it look flammable at all? I mean, I know stone and clay and things inside can burn just as well, but is there anything fire could catch onto?
Tapestries, carpets, but not really. This place is kind of meant to be hard to burn.
I see. I was going to suggest that we try and burn their house behind them and force them out of their little hidey hole, but I figure good Roman structures just don't burn that easily.
The mansion would
Well,
be
and
more
this-
likely to burn than this place would.
Yeah. And again, this is an official imperial building as well.
I know.
We might just burn information rather than the house itself.
But a head-on confrontation will do us no good here.
That is true.
But perhaps, if the
this-
two of you, Corvus and Calypso, were to abscond away somewhere in a good position, perhaps where you can provide cover, we may stand a fighting chance. A well-placed arrow in someone's neck might just save ours, if Miss Rufina over here decides to speak to them.
There is that. However, the way the giant moved, tactically it might be better to meet him in closer quarters. What do you think? Because I think tactics is under DeBello, so you'd have a better sense of someone who's that big and moves that fast, whether it be better to meet them in a confined space or in the open.
Yeah, what do I think, GM?
DeBello seems like a reasonable way to measure the tactic of the problem.
Okay.
Do we all get to roll since we're kind of hashing it out?
You could, yeah.
I'm
That'd be
gonna
reasonable.
spend six piety to add on to this further.
It's probably wise.
Because for 18 dice, or 18, that's not very good. That's better.
For Pete's sake. RNG does not like me today for some reason.
And Calypso's BRB, but I don't think her DeBello is very high anyway.
18, you say?
Yep.
You get an exceptional success because you got way more than you needed. Which that Mars's blessing is really carrying a lot of the weight here. Obviously. Right now, those people, if what Corvus tells you is true, the monster of a man there is his own unit. He has the same fighting skill that you do, so he could probably take all of you by himself. The others would probably end up becoming his backline and throwing their pillowmans and slingstones at you. Looking at them, if he's by himself in close quarters, you'd have a better chance. You would not want to fight him out in the open. That is to his advantage. Speed helps those in the open, not in... With his bulk, fighting in that main room wouldn't be great. You'd want to pull him into like a smaller room so he can't move around as much. Because otherwise he's just going to dart places. It'd be like fighting Mercury on his best day. Like, that's just not really feasible on open ground. Like fighting a man on horse, to be more mortal about it. But to give you an idea of how strong the guys with him are, because that's far more graspable, within your grasp, I should say. Let me look up stats for people like this. These guys, as well dressed as they are in their well dressed in the sense that they're well armed. They are no centurions of the city, no legionnaires. You don't even think they make errors of being mercenaries. But they are no praetorians. They are merely brigands. Their greatest strength is when they outnumber their enemy. When they outnumber their enemy, normally, as I said before, when you fight somebody, usually you find your duel and you fight whoever you're fighting. These guys, if they outnumber, they outnumber and they team up on somebody, that becomes a huge problem. They won't stay in the back row. They'll close in and make it even hard. They will fight in tandem because they're used to fighting as groups, not as individuals. But so at the highest point of your tactic, you are facing 2 units of fights. You're effectively fighting 8. You're facing 8 people right now, so you'd really want to fight them separately, or you need reinforcements to help pull one of these groups off away from you. Otherwise, you're just gonna get swarmed, unless you can kill those 4 in a hurry, which you're the only fighter in the room. The others have other skills. If you were all legionnaires or you're all praetorians, you could kill those 4 and then take on the big man by himself. That wouldn't be that hard. You're not surrounded by praetorians. You're surrounded by a diplomat, a augur, and a hunter.
Okay. Young though you may be, you are indeed wise. We would not win in a square fight against those 5. Our only real solution would be if we can drag him alone somehow into the house and perform a series of rapid attacks to bring him down before we bring the rest of his gang down. Or if we somehow fell the 4 that follow him, and then he is the only one that remains.
Well, they were all in the house already, right? They're just in like a great room somewhere.
Yeah, they're in the audience chamber where most of the house's business would be done.
A torch on a flammable something inside would do the trick, but, like you said yourself, it is an official building. However,
but wouldn't that just drive them out into the open?
Perhaps it would, or if we lock them in. You are a pretty sneaky fellow, aren't you, Corvus?
I mean, that's de corpore, but I mean, I'm okay at it, but I'm just not. It's not my main skill.
I understand.
I'm rolling a 12, yeah.
Would you be capable, I'm asking you straight on, of leading away at least a smaller group to another room? Or tricking them into going someplace else where we can ambush them? We stand a chance against the smaller group, but not against all 5 of them.
I could certainly try. Also, the other 4 look just like regular men, which means that there are certain unavoidable effects of drinking a lot of wine, they'll have to wander away, either singly or a couple at a time, at some point or another to relieve themselves.
I'm not too
Ah.
sure that they will.
What?
I'm not too sure that they will.
Why not?
I don't think they respect these houses as much as Romans do.
You think they might just do it right there?
Well,
Yes.
however, their bedrolls were there, so they might at least wander into a different room.
That's true.
That
And-
is quite true.
And brigands have a tendency, well, people have the tendency to pick a spot, as it were, so we might be able to find that room.
Then we need to somehow force the men, as it were, to think about this. You already wasted the water from your water skin, so water is a bit of a scarce resource. But typically what brings men over to commit the deed, as it were, is the sound of rushing water. At least it
Please
works
not,
on
that
me.
would make me thirsty.
I'm sorry. But no, perhaps you are right.
Does anybody have a decorpore bigger than 12?
I have a 12.
Okay, so you and I are the sneakiest.
I could have told you
Which
that.
is funny, considering, but yeah.
So okay, I'm a scout. I guess I will go in and scout and see if I can't find if they're using a particular room as their latrine.
You go in and sniff it out.
Yeah, basically.
Ew.
Good.
So, firstly, to make sure you can sneak up enough not to draw their attention, this feels like a bit of decorpore. I will tell you for free, if they are truly inebriated, the difficulty threshold goes down by 1 level because that is obviously making things easier.
Okay.
It will be opposed by all of them because if one of them hears you, all of them will be alerted. So be cautious.
Fair enough. No, I probably don't have the pietist voice on that anyway. Never mind. Okay, so I'll be as cautious as I can, because you can only do your indigmatia. I know I'm not pronouncing that right. Once per adventure, right?
No,
I think you can do it
it's
as long as you have
expenditure
power,
of
yeah.
Patia. As long as you have the Patia to spend, you can keep doing it. It's just you're using
Okay.
up a
Yeah.
resource.
Yeah, I know, and mine's pretty low anyway after accidentally doing a non-Roman occult thing. So let's see what I can do here.
And actually, I reversed myself. This isn't opposed because I realized they aren't doing watches and doing stuff actively. So it's a flat number you need to beat. Which
that's actually fate came in to my assistance there. That's 3 4s.
yeah, fate intervenes.
So 22.
Yeah, you are like a shadow in every bit of light. Perhaps Apollo's face being hidden a tiny bit is in this disrepair is to your benefit. And Diana's steps ghost after you. But you're able to creep and sneak, if you so wished, all the way past them to deeper beyond, or you can hang about and observe them. As you originally intended. You rolled so well that you could easily get all the way around past them. Rather than I was thinking like a quick peek and then run sort of thing, or like
Right.
I'll watch for a bit and then I'll go away. But you literally are like, I can full on like Assassin's Creed style go. I can just literally walk all the way past you, and you guys won't be any of the wiser.
So, yeah, I'm looking for their latrine. Whether they're using an actual latrine, which I'm sure this place has, or whether they're just have picked a side room or something.
They are using the latrine. That I can tell you.
Okay. And I found that and now know where it is, right?
Yep, easily. I'm not. There would be a follow-up roll, but you rolled so well, you have all the time in the world to look.
Okay. So yeah, while being aware of, needing to give myself time to get back out, I am going to kind of eavesdrop a little bit, just enough to see if I might learn anything, or if this is just basically 5 dudes drunk talking about 5 dudes drunk bullshit.
Oh, I would say sensibilitas, or perhaps the society.
Let me... Did I argue de natura? Because this feels like almost a hunting thing to me. I'm just trying to be still.
The nature will tell you of how they are, if they're acting as men would act, and if they're like their patterns and stuff. But knowing what's in their heart and in their minds, and what's being said and what's not being said, those are matters of sensibility and society. But nature is the nature of the man, and how their body will act, and if it will betray them or hold them upright.
So then 100% I'm going to be rolling sensibilitas, because I like nature a lot more than I like people. Let's try that.
I came back into that at an odd moment.
It's 2 2s. 3 2s, actually.
Well, on the plus side,
I learned it.
You get something. They're not among themselves. They're not being terribly closed mouth on their thoughts. They talk and laugh as men do, especially in their sloth and laziness. These men seem to enjoy pilfering from others and enforcing their will. And I mean, enforcing your will as a Roman, that's not the worst thing in the world, but there's a way to do it that's civil. And and then there's this barbaric robbery and brigandry that they seem to enjoy so much. But there's a hint of something else to it. It's hard to pin down, but the man in the center, who you learn is referred to, as he refers to himself from time to time in drunken boasts, as Tarsus the Breaker. And they laugh about his name, and he threatens them, and then they stop laughing, and they go back to drinking, and they make sure he's plenty drunk so he doesn't prove out his name. You get the sense, not of a legate, but a centurion. He serves somebody else. Though they don't say it, but you can. There's just the way these guys are acting, they're talking. You've been with legionaries back in Rome, just as part of your Arcana training. There's a way soldiers act, and there's a hierarchy of how people act.
I've served in the Legion since I was 14.
Oh, my apologies. Sorry. You definitely know, just from personal experience across your life. There's your centurions, and then there's the legate. Like, there is someone's the leader. This isn't it. He's a leader, but not the leader.
So is the building's latrines beyond this room? I mean, if I snuck back out, would I have to sneak back around to them?
Essentially, yeah, but you're fine. You did so well. You're a shadow. They do have to leave that main room. It's because it's meant to be tucked away, because you don't want someone having latrine while you're doing paperwork in the main hall. Yeah, I want to smell that.
Just trying to figure out if it's better for me to just hide out in the latrine and try and take them as they come in, or if I should make my way back to the group.
That particular mote of fate relies in your sensibility, sir.
I better make my way back to the group and report. I shall do so. So
Corvus is among you once again, like a shadow made to man.
What have you found?
the big one is called Tarsus the Breaker. And I get the sense that he is in charge, kind of think of him as an Optio or Centurion. But they did not say who or what it is they are in service to. The other four are brigands. But
And have you found
Tarsus
where they
is an
need water?
officer. Yes,
I see.
they are using the latrine built into the building, which, why not? It's very nice. I think the place has a hypercost.
Is there a chance to assassinate them while they're doing it?
It is an entirely separate room, and since they're in the Great Hall, it's distance enough where if one could be quiet as they come in one by one, then definitely. But
It
would require, it is beyond their position from where we stand, so it requires sneaking around the group first. Or finding a way in from the back of the house, if such exists, a servant's entrance.
Well, what do you propose?
Well, if your analysis of the situation is correct, then our best chance is to take them out as two separate groups, with Tarsus being considered a group. I think
that makes sense.
the restroom trick might serve to whittle them down, but I doubt we could get all four before they become suspicious. And once they do become suspicious, I would think our best chance is to hit them hard and hit them fast. Calypso, can any of your divinations offer us any help in this matter?
I fear that let me check that. Give me a second while I read through my divine handbook.
Yep.
You're looking at 75 onward.
But I think it's 75. I thought it's 70. Yeah, it's 75. It's a spell. Yeah, no, but it's all just foresight, I think.
Right, but since we're trying to make a plan, we're kind of trying to guess what they'll do in the future. I thought maybe it might help.
So then let me check which of those might be the most applicable. I can do basically all of them except one. But the one isn't the one that is needed, so it doesn't matter. So there's no... I mean, that one gives you just a response if it's favorable or unfavorable towards the action.
This seems right of the augur to be muttering to themselves, thinking out the mysteries of the gods. It's like, that's augurs for you.
Yeah.
How do you ask the gods for help the best way?
It's a shame we didn't have any chickens to.
Yeah, I can't really read entrails because there is no. Except any of you want me to do that, but no.
I might stray into forbidden territory. I might warn.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't want to do that either. So it's like it would be really, really awkward. So the omen.
You didn't need those entrails, right? Kind of, yes. I see in your future you're gonna die soon. Thank you, I figured that out.
As my guts are going, yeah.
I mean, interpretation of omens might be. Yeah, we have no stars.
Not yet. Or one hopes, at least.
We can ask a question about the past, the present, or the future. That might be a possibility. Just saying, most of them get my dice pool for future actions down by a lot.
Hmm. Well, and I mean, if there's nothing there that you think will really help us, that's fine. But
No. That's just. I'm considering what might be the right one to use because some of them sound very similar.
yeah, I will tell you, the player has not really looked at the divination stuff, so that's why I didn't have anything particular in mind. But
Some are better at giving you details than others. Some are better at giving you a quick flash of knowledge.
right,
Yeah, I think a quick flash of knowledge might be the one that we can go here for.
like the omen or the Ars Fulguratoria.
Yeah.
Or I guess
yeah,
Auspicium.
yeah. I was thinking
Look at those
Omen
birds!
or Auspicium. So. So how do you do it?
We do speculum. We can all stare into a well while you're blindfolded and see what appears there.
So if you're trying any of the ones you
Omen is not the right thing. I can try to get an answer if whatever we plan in the future is favorable from the Auspicium, because the omen would require something to already happen.
Yeah, I've thrown out omens every now and again. So if you ever were like if you were magically getting more information, I might go,
Yeah, so, yeah. I might just look for birds.
You seek out and look across for the passage of birds. 6 Pietas comes away from you as the gods bestow upon you the wisdom to see truths. Demagia, interpretation of omens, please.
So the question is the expenditure before or afterwards, because that changes my dice pool?
It is before. You pay the cost of your attempt.
Okay. Just so I use the right dice.
Yes. As you are cursed.
Yes. So let's hope for the best. I am cursed.
But
Really?
you succeeded.
Yeah.
So you look upon the birds on the faraway mountain, watching the pattern and direction of their flight, their behaviors. And what are you looking to see favor or unfavor from?
So Corvus just gave this really detailed plan.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's about, like, in the direction of, is that something that is even possible to work?
Is it favorable to wait in the John and ambush them as they come in one at a time?
Yeah.
The birds in their flight turn and bend in the sky. They cluster, collide, likely seeking some smaller bird and getting in each other's way. And it's only by their separation and surrender of their prey that the flock rejoins in its beauty and grace to the sky. You see Nephros in this plan. Nephos, I should say.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I look back to you and I'm like, I don't think Apollo likes that plan.
Well, then we need a new one.
We could also leave them here for now. Perhaps come nighttime, these humans will be sufficiently drunk, and Tarsus will be the only one left standing.
Hopefully.
It's not the worst idea.
To rain. Feel the little pinpricks of cold on your head.
Pull on my Sagum.
What say you, perhaps we
try to
proceed to the
resist
temple?
the urge to put my tongue out.
It does appear to be next on the list.
Right. So,
Yes.
let us leave these ingrates and affronts to the gods of Rome and proceed on to the temple.
Does this weather seem natural?
One might call it ominous. Given the invocation of Apollo was followed by the approach of rain, of all things.
Yeah. Fair enough. Might even be an omen. But could I use like Denatra, which has weather underneath it, to?
The Natra could be
to
used
kind of
to puzzle out how natural this is. That's a fair question.
Yeah.
Not all things are magical, after all. Sometimes weather is just weather. Sometimes the gods are just being the gods. The gods don't bother themselves with every moment of a human's affair. They have better things to do. One hopes, anyway. This is unnatural. It's almost like the clouds formed directly over your heads.
Yeah,
Whether
so
like
I'll
this builds across mountains and then the whole valley would slowly start to rain. You'd see a curtain of rain slowly start to build. This one just kind of was there.
Yep. I look over at Calypso and see her kind of, her tongue kind of starting to dart out, and I kind of shake my head. And I said, this rain is not natural. Indeed, it appears to be almost focused upon us.
Puddles rapidly form in the mud and mire.
The gods confuse me. Do they wish us to attack or not?
Can I try to make something out of that?
You want to interpret the omen?
No, just even if it's just our gods being like, oh, you guys just suck, or if it's like the others trying to throw us off.
You are still looking into the realm of omens. Okay. You would need a ritual omen to really see the truth of it. Because sometimes the enemy gives themselves away by their supernatural means. You may not be seeing... This may be a warning from the gods, or this may be evidence of evil, but it's hard to say without interpreting them.
Yeah.
But surely something is happening. This is clearly an omen. Now that Corpse has pointed out that it's unnatural. Rain doesn't just happen out of nowhere like this. Generally.
Well, why does it always rain on me?
Shall you pay the Pietas and peer behind the veil, or just leave that mystery to itself?
I leave that mystery to itself because I feel not well at the moment.
No kidding.
There's this dark force pulling on me.
So, to the temple then. I think my interpretation, for what it's worth, of the poem is that we might see stuff in the temple that we should be aware of.
Yes. Admittedly, I'm no augur, but I think I agree with you. We should be wary when we check out the temple, but I don't necessarily think we should avoid it.
No, if we're going there next, beware.
Yes. I think we should be wary of anything here.
Yeah.
Heavens, like the sky itself is arrayed against us.
Then let us proceed. Perhaps the temple, despite how cursed it may be, offers some shelter from the rain. I'll spur my horse onwards, yes.
Maybe the gods don't like us turning away from whatever is in there. You know?
Well, then the gods... Mars will see that there is some acumen in our strategy.
Is that your interpretation?
No, that's just me guessing.
An honest augur. A dishonest one, yeah, totally. It's like, hey. So as you make your way to the temple, you find yourself passing yet another well.
Does the rain follow us?
It blooms and grows like mold across the sky.
Oh man. Now the street disintegrates.
Press on, do not look at the well. Nothing good can be inside for us.
I keep my head away I keep my gaze away from it.
That is probably
I'm telling you.
wise.
There's going to be 9 water sources, and we're going to have to remove tablets from all 9.
Yeah. Man, we will be so cursed at the end.
There's 6 so far, counting the lake.
The temple to Mercury looms ahead of you, a grand structure that lets all know, or should let all know, the passage of time and roads, of feet and message, of hearts and minds, is forever in Rome. However, here you see all manner of stone and statue marred and dirtied, chipped away by pick and hammer, as if the covering of gold and brass were some common coin and currency to spend. What a disreputable person to steal from the gods. What an unwise person to anger Mercury, of all people, in the heavens. But people dare, and have yet to hear an answer. Though perhaps you four are that answer. Who here is dedicated to Mercury?
I am.
His eyes gaze upon this place. He has not forgotten it. And he is not pleased. As you can feel it, anger just building in you. This vial of insults are just ready to go. This is a high offense. Like someone went into your husband's home and threw dirt and everywhere and stole his things and then said, "Don't worry about it. It's just a house." This isn't just any house. This is your house. How dare they? And then you realize those aren't your emotions. This is Mercury's emotion.
Yeah. My jaw clenches, and I visibly take a moment to calm myself.
And inside...
Not, dear lady.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We shall fix whoever did this. with an axe to their face. Mars wills it.
I think that's the opposite of fixing. At least
In the
for
eyes of the
person.
in the eyes of the gods, it is the same. For this affront, none may live.
We will set it right.
Right, you are.
To the rest of you, this place looks abandoned by the gods and forgotten. The disrespect. How dare anyone allow this to happen? But Yulia is the only one who can feel Mercury. But that's because you've been trained to attune yourself to his will. So you can feel him trying his best to let you know that he has not yet fled this place. Though he easily could. Mercury of all the gods is one can be rather fickle and may leave a thing. If it's not fun for him to bother with.
I will pay my respects.
As you attempt to do so at the altar, you see two people arguing between themselves. On the one hand, you see a lady draped in rather fine robes, clutching a tablet against her chest, making elegant gestures to the other one, arguing in rather refined and herb aroma Latin, while the other one is this long gray beard in these rough hides and shaking a big old walking stick at him. You can hear the rattles of charms at it as you see spittle coming from his face as they're arguing back and forth. They have not noticed you. They are well embroiled in their argument.
What kind of tablet is she pushing to her chest?
Some sort of stone tablet, it seems, with carvings upon it.
But
It's not an
not
obsidian
like
one. No.
Obsidian.
No. Worth
Okay,
asking.
okay,
That's worth
okay.
asking.
I'm
Can
gonna shit
I
my pants.
hear what they're arguing about?
Well, I have a question for you. Do you speak Britain?
No.
Or British, I should say.
If one of them is speaking in Latin, though, I should...
Oh, you'll understand the lady just fine. The man, you understand not a whit. He's speaking tongues of the British, of Britannia.
So they're arguing with each other in different languages?
Yes.
Okay. Can I
Uh,
understand her side of the argument, at least?
you certainly can. You hear her say... You give a moment for to let your ears catch the full of her, and she sighs as he says something yet again, much to her annoyance. And she says, "Qui loquitur in linguis ignotus, non omnibus loquitur, sed tenebras ipsis. He who speaks in tongues unknown speaks not to men, but to the darkness itself. Paphrica Miraculous, Liber 13, non exat." He goes on and yet another rant. She sighs and pays attention to him and looks at her tablet, kind of bored of him really, but she's listening. She looks back to him. He stops. "Urbium ruinae sunt ventris verba daemonum. The ruins of cities are the language of demons, though the mouth of men. Servilis tullus de obscuris fatus 2:7. He continues talking and pointing at her and shaking his staff. And he's getting really close to her, but she doesn't. She's unflappable. She's unthreatened by this man getting closer and closer to her. And he points, nearly bopping her on the face with the staff. "Quid protus gladis, si in tenebris Cassius pugnas? What use is a sword if you fight blind in the dark? Seneca Minor, Epistula et Fatum, 19. He waves his hand in front of her face and makes gestures as if he's painting something in the air. She interrupts him. "Multi clamant finem videre, possi fontura se esse finem. Many cry they see the end. Few confess they are the end. Admittedly, unknown Sibyllin fragment, Codex Armensis. The old man waves his arm, starts walking away from her. It's obvious he's just not. He's frustrated. But he's still talking at her. He turns, points at her again, and then makes some sort of wide gesture at her. Her face grows cold. Her eyes narrow. She takes a nice deep breath and sighs. Spe es forma doca nescit. Lumina oculos prisquam insidis mundum. Hope is but the sweet form of death. Open your eyes before you set the world alight. Cassia. And he kind of just, starts pacing around. Clearly he's trying to find some other thing to say to her. Eventually she looks over. Ah. Salve. He pivots and stares at you, just completely shocked, as if you just apparated in the middle of the room. Ugh. Hello.
Hello.
Ennobled in their raiment and armed with the tools of justice. So saith the Emperor in all his glory. I'll note to everyone else who's not from Rome, her Latin is really annoying to understand, because it is almost classical Latin. It's the sort of Latin senators use sometimes. It's very precise. That's why I'm saying it twice. There's a moment of, what? Think for a second. Oh, that's what she said.
I will slip into similar language, because I assume I understand the dialect she's speaking.
Yeah, it's the one your father uses, the one your brothers use, the one your husband once used. It's the language of Rome. Or at least the Romans who matter, not the plebeians and what.
Greetings. I did not think to find in a Roman of the city here.
The roads, they stretch to encircle us all, to show the light of Rome to any who would see, and to bind us in coin and trade. Seneca of the Fourth House.
Are you two servants of this temple? How did you come to be here?
The old man starts saying something to you, and his eyes light up. For a second, you think you see recognition in those old, wizened eyes. And he gestures at you, and you can hear the rattling of the charms on his staff. And he makes big, sweeping gestures. But you don't understand a word he's saying.
Orvis will say in German, "Do you speak German?"
You see the lady kind of sniff her nose. She seems to understand you, but she seems not poised to speak it. The old man on his side, though, he looks at you and he tries to listen.
Say a few more words. I'm from the border area with German, just to give him like a sense of what language I'm speaking.
Germani.
Nod. Germani.
Britain. Britannia.
I'll try and this is an even longer shot. I'll try and Ratian.
The lady seems to nod, somewhat impressed that you know more than one language.
From the charms, can I recognize maybe what he's like? I mean, he seems like some kind of divine man, but is there any way to maybe recognize the charms?
You may roll the magia. The Ratian you speak, this tongue be far and distant, but I have seen those on quest speak with such, and thus do I speak it unto you. Forgive my lack. The spirits have not seen for me to speak such until now, one supposes. Oh dear God, Calypso, that's a druid. That is a druid. That is a druid in your midst, in a temple of Mercury.
I'm guessing druids are bad.
They are forbidden. They are the rebels against Rome and have been fighting to free Britannia from imperial yoke since day one, and they fight them even today, sacrificing the living and dead alike for their freedom and to their gods.
I whispered that to Tiberius and let him give it whisper it further to the people talking.
Maybe that's who cries in beastly tongue.
Yes, Corvus, mind yourself. This man is a druid. The priestess said so. Mince not words with the enemy. Although whether he is our true enemy in this case remains to be seen.
Corvus looks at him and says, "Art druid?"
He looks at your arms and armor, the glint of your steel. He looks at the space he's in. He closes his eyes. Takes a deep breath. Looks almost as if he's peering beyond the clouds. Then it occurs to you he's not peering up. He's peering north, as if looking to home. His eyes finally drift back down to you. I am a druid of Britain, and the spirits that demand my knowledge and presence.
How come you here so far from home, and what is your business?
I come because the spirits demand I come. I come because the skies darken. The poisonous wound burrows. It seeps and oozes. And it's going to fester. And though it may kill the enemy of my people, and though it may choke your emperor, it will not stop. And one day, I will weep for my people as they foolishly cheer your death.
Something to do with those obsidian tablets, or something to do with those black stone tablets?
When wolves walk like men, they still bite like beasts. Hunting proverb of Lupercaria.
I was talking to the British guy.
Oh, she interrupts quite rudely. Oh. And she waves her hand, kind of irritated with this conversation. The druid doesn't pay her any mind.
Wolves... She said when wolves do what now?
When wolves walk like men, they still bite like beasts.
Yeah, fair enough. I say in our sort of common plebeian Latin, the Latin of several great generals and consuls, that Calypso is right. However, he claims that he is sent here to deal with the same thing we have been, because it won't stop here, but will grow and eventually take care of not just Rome, but also his people.
Madness wears the
So-
mask of mystery, aphorism of the Sibylline Addenda. Forthwith, the serpent swears by silence, but its fangs drip truth. Admittedly from Dacian in origin, but still.
What in the name of the gods are you blabbering, woman?
In his Ratian, he says, beauty and silver are all she offers. I know not why she hinders, but she hinders and hides. She will not hear the song that has to be sung. Instead, dribbles and drivels with her oppressed... He winces as he looks at you. Oppressor's tongue. As it dawns on him, maybe he shouldn't refer to the Latin language as an oppressor tongue, but that's the phrase he uses, so he won't hide from it.
Yeah, I can honor that belief.
There is a saying that the enemy of my enemy is my friend, at least for a time. Do you know, can you help us defeat this blackness and despoliation?
If I but sing the song that carried me here, so too shall truth be known.
We met another singer earlier in the day whose song apparently seems a divination and has given us warning of several of these things, these difficulties we have faced. Let me translate your words for my companions. I look to Yulia Rufina and say, the druid says that this one, and I kind of gesture towards the lady, offers nothing but prettiness and silver. I guess platitudes in the silver tongue. I don't know. He claims that he has a song that will put all this to rights, and that he is here to deal with the same evil we have been sent to deal with.
He who follows law walks the straight road, but he who questions it carries the torch. Our very own Imperator, our Emperor, how dare thee? The old man waves dismissively at her. He's stopped caring about her now and cares more about what you guys are doing.
I whisper to Tiberius, I think I don't understand either of those.
Yeah, so when I said the will of the gods was hard to interpret, imagine those who stand for the gods. No offense intended for this.
Some taken.
Good.
I said
Corvus.
some taken.
Oh, some taken. Right. Consider yourself lucky. I shall consider myself lucky that there wasn't more taken. Corvus, is he willing to assist us against Tarsus the Breaker?
I mean, I'll ask, although, I mean, he's not a fighter type. He seems to be more concerned with the whole kind of gesture helplessly with all of this.
Well, then perhaps tell him that we carry something that requires purification. I don't care much how he does it, or if the gods shall smite us down for this, but Calypso is currently being hurt by this thing that she is carrying.
Fair enough. Let's say, a seer among us bears one of the black tablets that we retrieved from the lake. It is an accursed thing and works upon her. Can you help with this? Also, we have encountered one demon that the singer's divination warned us against, and there is a great giant of a fighter in the mansion.
Are patricians blinded by such tyranny? Shall we let the streets of Rome be bloodied and dowered? Shall they be rusted over by such uncivility? By such disgrace? Caesar. She looks straight at Yulia.
I will
My
say,
lady. Sorry.
I will say, look over at him and say, I don't think we should be asking a druid to conduct a forbidden ritual.
Well, fair enough, but he's given us a reason for why he's here. She just keeps quoting things at us.
If she can help us, I take her help as well.
The moon reflects the sun. Would you curse her for it? Pontificus minimus quartus?
What in the name of the gods are you blathering, woman? Make some sense already. We have a foreign artifact here. Do you know whose banner we bear? We are no simple legionnaires.
I am but a vessel for the echoes of wiser voices. Livia Etrusca, scribe of the Vestals.
And they seem to have fled you today. We are from the cohorts Arcana.
As a question, GM,
Mm-hmm.
is this quoting speech a tradition I'm familiar with from Rome?
Give me to society to kind of peer through what she's on about.
All right.
This is a pose because she is talking a certain way.
Would decorum or politics apply here?
Quorum, yeah.
Okay.
I think she's just a robot or something.
Oops, wrong button. This button. No, not that button. This button. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
With...
You have heard of augurs who feel compelled to speak in the tongues of written word, and that's the only way they find truth. Usually it's to a particular text, though, you heard. It's a very old-fashioned way of augury, before the Arcana was truly understood. It's almost Greek in nature. It's almost Macedonian in its vagary. Some people, if they're highly educated, will make airs of being an augur to sound more convincing than they are. If one were being unkind, one would take this as a means of sophistry. Why speak plainly when you can speak in quotes and sound wiser than you are?
I mean, why use Latin if you could also use Greek?
Kitty.
Alright, so... She's... I will look over at Calypso and ask, can followers of your god recognize others of their sort?
Can we?
Yeah, if you're, I mean, a wise Roman observes all gods, but one who observes a very particular one and honors them adroitly, it's plain as easily as a Jew recognizes a Jew or a Christian recognizes a Christian.
Okay, So, what would I recognize her to be?
Demacia, I'll ask of you. She
Yeah.
doesn't get the roll opposed because she doesn't know that you're peering through her words. If she is observant, she is as observant as any other patrician or urban Roman. That is to say, she probably makes her sacrifices like everybody else, but she has no. She does not have the focus that you have, or the focus that Tiberius has to Mars or Corvus to Diana. This falls short.
So, in other words, she's just rich and likes to sound important.
One could say that, yeah.
Okay. Well. I could. But there's nothing to recognize.
Even Jupiter's eye blinks, and in that moment the world trembles. Augural Maxim, School of Lucius Ardanus.
Fools admire and love those things they see hidden in verses turned all upside down, and take for truth what sweetly strokes the ears and comes with sound of phrases fine imbued. Lucretius. Now hush.
Give me the society actually, as it turns into a quote off for a second.
Oh, I'm gonna totally lose this. My Z society is like 6.
But what can I say? For a second, I was really attracted to you.
See, everyone likes a quoter.
See, well, yeah, I figure if there's one book that Corvus has read, it's Lucretius on De Rerum Natura.
Yeah.
Like just for the move itself, that was respectable.
Let's see, what do I just want to roll 6, or do I want to go for a 3+3? Let's go for a 3+3.
Shit.
Yeah.
As well as you put it, unfortunately, Chorus's Latin on that quotation is a bit lacking, and you fumble it.
Nah, fair enough.
She understands you just fine, but she kind of smirks and says, well put. He doesn't even bother quoting back at you.
Yeah, I mean, again, dump stat.
Yeah.
I turn back to the druid and go, your people and mine are enemies almost to bloodsworn. How am I to trust you and to convince my friends to do the same?
The spirits demand, they ask, and in payment in kind, one gives to them. And men, in their greed, thieve, pilfer, demand, as if they were gods. I resent you this. I hate you for this. But hate, justice, these things all wash away in death. We may die tomorrow, but let us not die today.
I'd ask if I believe him, but I know I'm rolling a 6, so,
You may roll sensibilities.
Well, that is better.
Another dump stat.
No, actually, Coordinatio and Sensibilitas are the explorer stats. So,
Oh, really?
I mean, it's not superb, but it's over 10, so...
He's not skilled in
Not
the matters
superb.
of society, but he is sensible.
Yeah.
It's not superb. That's the highest my stats go.
Whether
9.
you believe him or not is up to you, but I will say unto you that he He believes he's speaking truth. Whether he is or not, or he's being misled, is uncertain to you, but he believes he's speaking the truth.
I say in Latin, the druid doesn't like us and has no particular friendly feeling towards us, but
The feeling's mutual.
he says his spirits have driven him here to deal with this, and he has no choice but to deal with it, whether he likes us or not, or we like him or not. He seems, to my eye, to believe exactly what he's saying. I don't think he would be here of his own volition, but his spirits or whatever are directing him to come here and oppose this evil. Again, it appears that his claim is that it will not stop here. If it is left to fester, it will consume all.
The scales do not wait for the
align.
judge to sleep. Commentary on Justinian Ritual, Temple of Concordia.
Lady,
Woman.
we don't know what you intend to say.
So he's telling us what we already know.
I mean, we know it because he told it to Corvus.
Can he cleanse Calypso?
I mean, I'll ask again. Do you have anything that could help our cursed comrade, or anything know of what we could do to remove the curse? We are pretty positive it comes from the tablet she carries, but putting it down does not remove the curse from her.
I think it doesn't remove it if I don't put it down where it was.
Ah, yeah. Okay, so if we don't put it back where it came from, the lake below, then we think the curse follows whoever possesses it. I look to Calypso and go, are you sure you want a druid to try and free you? Because I'm pretty sure your tutelary won't be real happy with that.
Well, the point is, I am not sure. I myself don't know. I mean, bringing it back might be the only thing. I don't necessarily need to be cleansed if there's a way to stop that ritual. And given the urgency of the situation, I am sure that it is in the sense of our gods for our survival and the survival of the Roman Empire to work however we can do.
Who's your
We
tutelary?
already-
Apollo.
Apollo.
Apollo, it's not about cleansing that curse from me, it's about cleansing that curse from the area, and I know that I cannot do it alone. And if someone has insight, we already looked into the inside of one that was not our faith. So
There's a
I
big
turn back.
difference between a tolerated faith and a forbidden faith, though.
I
it
kind
is
of
not
mutter.
about making rituals that are forbidden. It's about an exchange of information. Finding a solution, how we might do that with our tools.
Corvus mutters in Ratian that Apollo is more forgiving than his sister.
I mean, we don't have any information. In the house where the tablets were requested to be in, there is a bunch of bandits reveling there. Bandits that most likely sacrificed the caravan to do whatever ritual was done.
Right. In
And-
service to someone or something.
In service to someone or something equally illegal. And that lady over there, standing here, the first person that is kind of familiar looking, only speaks in absolute bullshit.
Laws are daughters of time.
So-
Oracles are mothers of eternity. Temple of Sibylla.
I turn back to the druid.
Quod erat demonstrandum.
It is my belief that there are 9 of these black tablets. We found the first in water. We know that something else has been dumped into a well. It is my belief that there are 9 sources of water, and there are 9 tablets, 1 in each. This song of yours, will this solve this problem? Do we need to recover the tablets? What do you know of what is going on here?
If I, by the spirits that be, and the ladies and lords of Fae, reach forth into this world, I can be the river of knowledge, and trust that upon those who would drink its waters. I am a river away, a roadway, not the tree upon which it bends. He shakes his hand because he knows he if he could speak to you in British, he could speak more clearly.
Right.
He knows his Ratian is failing him.
Right. I think I understand you. You carry the message. You are the messenger, not the. You carry the message. You are not its origin.
He points and gestures at you.
Yeah, I turn back to my friends. I think that he's saying he can perform a ritual that will allow him to learn what's going on here, and he can tell us what's happening and what might need to be done. He's basically saying that he himself doesn't have the knowledge, but he can open himself up to his spirits and find out some things we would need to know to defeat this darkness.
I will ask Calypso, does that count as a forbidden ritual? I would want no part in it if it does.
If we would let him do it, would it count as us betraying our gods? Or would it be in Minerva's sense for the acquiring of knowledge to save the Roman Empire? Let him do the ritual to know things.
Calypso asks if...
Calypso kind of, in a little wondering, asks Minerva for, like, if she allows that.
I will call
Not that
upon...
I'm
I would
God, but
I would ask of you an omen, an interpretation of omens.
yeah, I won't do that. Because I cannot pass that roll very good.
Then the most I can say to you in the words of the Lex Arcana, the gods of Rome are paramount. Those tolerated are such. The forbidden shall be slain and cast out from the empire.
If I was to give the tablet to Tiberius, what would happen?
Likely the curse would pass to him.
Hand it here. I'll carry the burden for you.
Thank you. I need a clearer head.
Hello, mouse.
Remind me again what it does mechanically.
You don't get more dice on an action than your pietas.
Oh, I see.
Like we can exchange that later, but it would put me to 10 dice max, and that's bad. If you need 6 or 7 or 9 even.
Then go ahead. Ask your god for help.
Asterius looks utterly like, oh, life sucks. Oh, this thing, just being near it feels like the worst day in your life. You feel like 20 years older.
I feel a connection, like I feel like the connection to my like pantheon kind of clears up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Like a
Not so
veil
much
pulled
interference
away.
on the line.
Yeah.
And then I would ask, kind of listen inwards, outwards, overwards, wherever. If the gods would favor that, or if they would curse us for it.
Ow.
So I will roll the omen. It's 6 pietas again.
Yup. Pricey.
Yeah.
But the knowledge gained could be life-saving.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, damning! Oh!
It's true.
So I am rolling 17. Come on, don't fuck that up. Yes. It's a difficulty of 6.
2, 3, 4.
See, meanwhile, I'm pretty sure that in one of her forms, Diana is running the wild hunt in Britain. So, you know, my wild woods goddess.
Yeah, I'm basically just asking my parents if I can do that.
Check my notes, see how the gods feel about this.
Pretty sure neither us nor the druid wants to do this inside a temple, though.
Apollo Phoebus, though his light is hidden, is still felt upon your face, for you are sensitive to his light and grace, and you feel that he himself would be unfavorable to such, and doubtful of this means, but you see beyond your tutelary. You see the makings of the world and all the works of the gods around you, the people, the building, the mountains, the air. And you see more than that. In the heart of Diana Apifera, this man, though forbidden in Rome, is kin to her wild children. He is a desperate man seeking a clear dream, and for once, it is to the benefit of Rome. To Mercurius negotiator, he would have a sense of curiosity, as this man has written to contracts older than Rome. And should this be to Rome's disfavor, he would definitely step in. Until such time, he put up with it. He's not exactly thrilled. Especially where it's happening. And as for Mars Victor, this, in the hands of your fellow custodes, this is a figure of chaos, wildness, and insubordinations. To treat with him in Mars' eyes is to be a traitor. So, some favor, some disfavor. Which I will highlight is intensely rare. Something of a forbidden cult would almost universally get the ire of the gods, but for some reason, at least one of them's willing to put up with him. It's the rest of the heavens that will look at you askew.
What was Diana's take?
I think she was the most favorable of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think
Well-
Mercury was about neutral, from what I'm told.
He was like, yeah, okay. Could you maybe go out?
Yeah, well, maybe
To
like
get in front of
Corvus.
the door for it.
I know. I mean, yeah, maybe Corvus and the druid go off. He does the thing and talks to Corvus as Diana's the most positive, and Corvus brings back the information.
I have a
don't know.
banned word. Let me set up a timer. 1 second.
Hey, you're welcome.
Set a timer 5 minutes. Oh wait, it doesn't do that anymore. They changed that. I have to do it manually now. No, I'm lazy. There we go. Carry on.
Yeah, so you say that. I mutter like some prayers. Might already be kind of mean to do them in like a weird Greek Latin thing. And then turn towards you. Well, they don't seem to have one opinion on that. I would say at least Mercury doesn't like it in a way of it being here, maybe, but he would be ready to step in should it go against the interest of Rome.
I also don't like it. If you're going to do it, then don't do it here.
And I whisper to Tiberius, we might need to, get some favor back afterwards. Work twice as hard, maybe. Thrice.
Corvus will
more.
ask directly. Did you get any sense from my lady Diana?
She sees him by extension as one of her children, or at least connected to them. So.
Well,
I worry not about the favor of Mars, for he shall grant me his eternal favor when I slay that centurion and strike his head from his shoulders.
Well enough.
well, perhaps the druid and I, perhaps the druid should tell me, and then I can tell you guys, and that might
Go ahead.
at least soften some of the impact on you.
You cannot trick the gods like that.
Diana kind of does that all the time, but anyway.
I mean, so does my god, so.
Mhm. So, well, in any event, it sounds like we don't need to do it inside or on the grounds of the temple.
Please.
So I turn to the druid and say,
He says. I says to him, I says. Sorry, go on.
I says to him, yeah, because we're not talking the highfalutin Latin, right? So I says to him, hey. Then I started blasting. But anyway, so I say to the druid, our gods are mixed upon hearing the words of your spirits, although mine recognizes in you and they some sort of kin. But we believe that we need to hear what you have to say and what your spirits have to say, but perhaps not on the grounds of the Swift Runner's temple.
If not here, then it can be nowhere, for this is where the tree of knowledge must bloom. He shrugs and sighs.
I turn back and he says it has to take place in this temple because his tree of knowledge has to bloom here.
Well, I trust Mercury to step in he should go against this, or at least give us a sign that that goes against us, so we can step in. So I feel like it might be worth it. Just for curiosity's sake.
Deeply uncomfortable with this, but you're the augur.
I lean over to Yulia Rufina and say, is the quote lady, like, is she the priestess here, or what is her deal?
I'm not sure, I will say to him.
Thank you. The word was gods. So.
I'm genuinely not sure. You see, if she... she is acting as though she belongs to a very old school of augury.
But she doesn't. I take offense to what she's trying to do here.
Well, then we might need to prevent her from interfering with whatever ceremony our Britannic is about to perform.
Well, we as the cohorts Arcana hold the upper word here. If she is not an official augur of this temple, then she is merely an impostor. And imposters are against the law.
I mean...
And I am the law here in Mega City.
That is exactly what I had.
You could ask her again, and if she refuses to answer, that's a bad sign for her.
Calypso, would you take the stone?
Yes.
Thank you.
In case you need to fight. I suppose it's better for me to take it.
I'll hand the stone back.
Oh.
You there, woman. We shall perform a ritual here with this man. You will stay out of it.
Quodsius nec ignore hostis. What you know, you cannot unknow. Inscribed upon the gates of the old Sibyl. She shakes her head, looks over at Yulia in disappointment, and she strides out of the temple.
There, a simple matter. I'm sorry, Madame Rufina, but what must be done must be done.
She could have just answered the questions.
Let's make sure to cleanse this place after.
Corvus looks to the druid and says, perform your rite. We are ready to receive your knowledge. And then back in Latin, Tiberius, perhaps you and I should post ourselves as lookouts in case our quotacious friend is off to bring trouble towards this place.
Worry not. Should any trouble befall us, my axe shall meet them. Lead the way.
I'm just going to try and post myself in here to see people coming if they're coming.
I will note that it looks like the Lady of Quotes is heading toward the manor house.
Oh no.
Let her come. Let them all come.
Well, she's getting the big guy and his companions, it looks like.
Oh, I'm aware. Now we are in a defensive position. We might have an upper hand. At last.
You want me? I could try and take her down before she gets there. Or hell, you have a bow too.
We are not agents of we are not executioners. As far as we know, she has done no wrong to the Roman people, aside from being a smartass.
And
I mean,
potentially
and now she kind of becomes a traitor or something.
Yep.
If she was not before.
Then it will cost her her head, eventually. But I am not one to pass judgment before I see it with my own eyes.
I should probably know where she is, because you guys did bother to look which way she was going. She's going this way. He stands in the middle of the room at the feet an altar of Mercury. But he turns his back and looks north to the sky. That grand, eternal sky. Where no matter the cloud, no matter the rain that falls upon his face, as the sky seems to open up and deluge the lot of you in cold rain. The light of the sun darkening. The winds blowing harder. Your weapons rattling in their scabbards and in their holders. Even in your hands, they feel loose to your grip. But to him, none of it matters. There's naught but the north and the spirits he calls upon. And thus, he begins his chant. As roots grow from every direction, leaves bloom, flowers make leaf crawl and twist about the columns of mighty Mercury. Bushes begin to grow. Berries bear fruit and ripen in this otherwise civilized place. Begin
we make it a Grove of Diana.
their journey. But, surprisingly, not upon the body or form of Mercury, as if forming a grove at his feet. Ik ode das Vegas, der Burges elfelende. Het graskup, klegehulleth, de skadige wolf. Nama forspannen, windem jode. Kastas der dust, stillen kropan. Do any of you wish to know what he's saying? For the spirits will grant you their favor, but know this, they are not spirits of Rome.
Nah, I'm good.
One has refused the spirits, it shall not be bothered.
I'm good.
Another has refused the spirits, so they are not bothered.
Hello, did I fall off again?
You did.
Yeah.
Yes, I would like to know what he was
One.
saying.
You already followed the wrong god, so don't worry.
One shall listen.
My
Diana will
god
not,
didn't have an issue with this guy.
Diana shall not forsake you. You will not be cast out from the Lex Arcana. Your death is not certain. However, you have angered many other gods, Corvus. They will not forget this offense. Your pietas is reduced to 0.
Fuck.
I think that means I'm dying, doesn't it?
No, you can't. Fate can't intervene with you anymore.
No, I can't get the fate roll. Okay.
Yep. The gods are silent to you. The only thing that will keep you from being killed if you get back to Rome is that Diana will speak. Well, if an augur looks to Diana, she will be your sole defense, and that may save your neck. That may save you from the crucifix.
Yeah.
Tiberius,
Things I do for Rome.
do you listen?
Yes. To what the gods have to say. Like you said yourself, Mars is a patron of insubordination as well as all the other things he represents. I need not listen to Mars. I know what his answer is going to be. I'll repent myself somehow. But right now, I care not what he has to say.
Tiberius, the spirits are more than happy to communicate to you and commune with you. Even though your heart be closed, they know your mind is open. Mars is furious with you. He will never, ever forget this for the rest of your dying days. In the battlefields, you will scream out his name and he will sneer upon you. You're at 0 pietas. If you ever wish to gain any pietas, you must slay a great monster. and offer it to his altar. Otherwise, if you should step into the gates of Rome or into the grand temples of Mars, you will be killed for the traitor you are, or so you seem. The only reason you're not killed by your fellow custos is they know the price you pay, and that perhaps it is for the defense of Rome. One hopes it's for the defense of Rome. One prays is for the defense of Rome. Thus I shall translate. I walked those roads where cities lie fallen, named erode by wind. Ghosts creep through dust. Ik undia beck of Brokla, mundum herfed, and a, ak wisdom its fallet, so san der Hund, binnen erop tif, near this bond. I opened books of broken lore. Wisdom fades like sand through hand, buried in the deep earth. Ik helfde linne onnidde, ifut, blood. Ook ognen sekt skede, bloed ik, je good. Het stream smag, zijn blik werk, wis fjund negessoen, der forward sterak. I held the land against the night tide, blade against shadow, but strength wanes against the foe unseen. Ik unsaid lima, SL der nanse, versailte brust, vernerd sa fly, and spray, a nama, on a breastbed, the Aswian selagit. I sent forth light where none could see, for a child at breast, a whimper, a name, a breath of hope. Ik gisse endeted, fornum fremmed, skilled midstrit, et der detsven, ladra fotos quadrato, nemem verloren, yet bel glim berat. I saw the end of time, crime entwined in doom, yet through death dream, feet thunder, lost names burn bright. He begins to scream, the sky thunders, lightning streaks, and cracks stone all around you. He screams louder and louder to be heard over the torrent of rain, the shattering of stone. Het kweldat, I stadat, mit sanget lit, der necht helm, bring dat, riddercien blit, Leo Brown der skilled gat, hop on wat, nefer, so what's that, dit. They cry, they stand, with song and light. They bring righteous brilliance through night's helm. Hope endures. Never does it falter. A lightning bolt hits him straight on, and he's fried where he stands, and he drops.
Goodness.
The Roman gods are
paste...
patient, but only so much.
Yeah.
But his song is sung.
Can you paste the translation in the
I certainly
Discord,
will.
maybe?
You paid the price, you might as well benefit from it.
Yeah.
I am going to pay respects at the altar of Mercury.
What do you offer to him?
Flowers and vines.
One moment.
Also, forgive my pronunciation there, folks. Middle and Old English is rusty as hell, and I butchered that completely. But
You know what?
It still
I
sounded
have-
Welsh at point, so you're good.
I have some yarrow with me, so I will offer the yarrow because herbs are a traditional offering to Mercury.
Demagia, please, good lady. You may add +2 to your number, to your dice value.
That's good. Seven. Not terrible.
With Pietas, I was going to claw from you, Yulia. You may keep. Mercury will put up with this. I'm not saying he's happy about it. I'm not saying he's thrilled.
That's
And he's probably getting yelled at a lot right now because he didn't do anything about it. But he'll live
whatever.
with it.
I'm gonna tidy the temple of the wild growth as well to make it cleaner.
You can tidy up a bit, but this place has turned into a grove. It's overgrown as if by years. Also, there's a dead body that's been fried and is left bolt upright in the at his feet. Clearing the dead body is probably not a terrible idea. But the rest, you
Yeah, I'm
need
gonna do
tools and
that.
time to clear it properly.
Okay.
I think Corvus will take charge of the body and kind of give him the rights of Diana, since she seemed to recognize him as, at least a relative of some kind, or as kind of the same kind of groove.
And thus is he laid to rest, a druid dead far from home. Though he helped Rome, perhaps he saved Britannia.
What news from the horizon? Do enemies approach?
She vanishes from sight into the walls, but no one starts sprinting towards you.
That's because she's talking in quotes and they're drunk.
Yeah,
And how does Calypso feel? Better or?
I feel like shit.
So
Yeah, this was-
the curse was not removed.
That's not what this was for.
He tried to find out what to do.
Books of broken lore, wisdom.
Then what is our next course of action? We could go back to Tarsus.
This is
claim
not
his
as
soul.
informative as I was hoping.
You feel a bedrock of truth in these words. A certainty.
Open doors. Open books of broken lore. Child oppressed, whisper the name of Bethesda.
Oh, right. Corvus, give me Demagia. I just realized that Diana didn't close herself to you. My bad. I almost
Well,
forgot.
it's okay. Demagia is my second worst stat. Now let's try and get as high as we can with this.
The burial of the dead is not a complex ritual. Regain 4 pietas.
Yay! At least I can
You feel glares every bit as you do it, but the ground is welcoming, even if the sun is not, and your weapons seem ready to fall away from you. And your words, actually, you find the prayers to Diana quite easy on your words. It seems Mercury doesn't fail you right now. Though many others aside, and you're pretty sure Jupiter's kind of angry. But, as long as it's all for Rome, it should turn out in the end.
Right. Yeah. Oh, the Pantheon's not agreeing with each other. Shocker. So was it just Corvus and Tiberius who listened to the words?
Yep.
Yes.
Because I have to admit, I'm not getting a lot out of them. Buried in the deep earth.
Yeah, the problem is if I would have listened, I wouldn't have read
Right.
and wouldn't have been able to read anything out of them because my dice pool would have been 0.
Right.
And I wouldn't have been able to regen.
Entwined. Yet we feel a deep sense of truth from them, but I'll be damned if I can parse it. Lost names.
A quick reminder for us on the overworld map. Legatus Augusti, what lies there?
That's the town, isn't it?
That's the city. Yeah.
I see. And Legionis?
That's the legionary fort, or what's left of it anyway.
From this distance where we are, does it look ruined, abandoned?
I will ask upon you. My brain. Other than that, sensibilities.
I do not have your brain, I'm afraid. But I will give you a sensibilitas. Woo!
Really
Yeah!
hates you.
Oh yeah!
He's just like, no, fuck you.
Oh, and Calypso?
Hmm.
You may not have listened, but you certainly didn't stop it.
Yeah. I can have nothing to make better.
Lose 9 pietas.
So
Ooh.
my dice pool is at 1. For everything.
Then I have a suggestion. Why don't we just return the damn stone to the lake? Like, it wants to be there, fuck it, let it be there.
If that's what he wishes.
Come, Corvus, you can ruminate on the road. We must return this silly stone back to the lake whence it came.
I'm not with that plan. I don't like that plan. I think the fact that the stone wants to be in the lake is a strong indicator that it should not be in the lake. Somebody was ordered to bring these stones from afar to do something, and I think taking it out of where they were placed might just mess up things.
I agree. Why don't we have me carry the stone? For the time being.
I think that is a better idea than me carrying it.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing, but
I'm also not a fan of doing it, but it doesn't help us that there's not only our gods not liking what we do, but also other gods trying to actively hinder us from what we're doing. So I'm not sure what the right thing to do is.
Each of you feel soaked in rain. The thunder rumbles.
I got my Sagan on. I've got my Sagam on.
The sky darkens, though you cannot see the face of Apollo. His light wanes as the sun begins to set, ever slowly, and dusk approaches.
Perhaps
Yeah.
now might be a good time to figure out what those ruffians are up to, and perhaps earn our right to our good name with Mars by slaying that creature.
Sounds like a good plan.
Well, maybe the quote lady talked him to death or something already.
Well, I mean, just be advised the odds in the situation there may not have changed.
I am aware, but perhaps his men are more sufficiently drunk now. We did spend quite a bit of time here.
Fair enough.
Let us at least ride and scout out the situation. Couldn't harm us, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm not. It's pretty, but it doesn't tell me anything. The player is as opaque to the player as to the character.
If you so wish, you may interpret the omen with +2 to your DiMaggio.
I'll give it a shot. Just give me a 10.
I mean, the spirits are trying to help you out. Diana's not mad at you.
Right.
She's getting yelled at, but she can live with that. She
Yeah,
gets yelled at sometimes.
I was about to say, Diana, I don't think really cares. I don't think, if she wants to not be found by the gods, she can not be found by the gods.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try this combination. Ah! No, I don't think so. 2 1s and a 2.
You are but mortal. There's only so much Diana could do for you.
Yeah. I mean, I've got nothing to do with that. I don't have enough pietas to bring my ability to bear.
I will say unto you, the spirit's blessing, as it were, has etched it into your mind. This is a song you can never forget.
Hey, could I try with a +2 bonus?
You certainly
magic
could.
is
The spirits
horrible.
were talking to you. Mars is mad at you, but the spirits are perfectly happy to help you figure this out.
Yeah, well, Mars, up yours, but I'm gonna prove it to you.
I would knock you for pietas there, but it's you're 0 anyway, so don't worry.
I'm
about
already at 0, so up yours, Mars.
it. Yeah. I don't need your fate anyway.
Make my
Remember
own
the lightning
goddamn
bolt. There
fate.
you
Take
go.
this 12 and stuff it up your ass, Mars.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is quite a bit. Your actions in this land, helping this druid, although forbidden, he died in defense of Rome. Mars would never approve of it. You know he wouldn't. You know he doesn't. But this rebel sacrificed his life, perhaps his soul, just to stop something that he saw as a greater threat. This is a right call, so favorable does come into it. You are doing the right thing, or you've done at least one good thing. For these words now sung and spoken and known, our roadmap, or better way to say it, the tacticum of your enemy. This man pilfered the plans of your enemy, his enemy, and made sure you got it.
Oh, I see. So he was auguring what the enemy was doing. Each of these sentences is something the enemy has been attempting to do, or has done.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Well, consider yourselves informed. And now, I feel as if there is a centurion who defiles this land with his very presence. Is everyone okay of going back to the mansion?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if we have like a good chance still, but I guess if you win that fight, that might be good. You might have to carry a lot of bodies to the next Shrine of Mars, but
All I need is one head, one mutated head.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
but you don't have the power of the gods, so you can't reroll if you get everything because
I know,
you're high
I
toss.
know, I know, but
Um,
we have to try somehow. Or we could go further north, towards the Legion outpost and towards the city proper, but I think that what we'll find there is, I don't know, perhaps even worse.
Could be. Part of our mission is to determine what happened to the Legion as well, or the force that was sent up here.
The primary objective is to find out what happened to the caravan. We have found out who caused it. Now, all that remains is to bring him to justice. Such as it is.
Well, we've found out the people who carried it out, but we know that monster god Tarsus is in service to someone or something else. We don't know what the someone or something else is.
Well, we can make him squeal before he dies. Hopefully.
I think you may be, despite your prowess, a little overconfident on this one.
Maybe.
I'd say we continue our investigation northwards. I mean, there is some truth to the fact that these guys, if they've continued drinking, this might be a prime opportunity to see if we can't take care of the fighter type. He did not look to me as if he was the squealing type, but so I can go either way, and if it comes to fighting, I'm there to help.
I think that we do not want them. I think we don't necessarily want those men around to ambush us at their leisure, so.
Or
I
get
would
reinforcements,
after
God
them.
forbid.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we try and find a rear entrance, or shall we just go in the way we were in originally?
Well, while we're here, we might as well take a little detour over towards the mountain to our east and see if there's a way in the back.
Yeah.
Besides, we have the rain following us. If anything, it'll cloud our steps a little bit. It'll be harder to hear. Hopefully.
I mean,
Or they
it's
will.
kind of really obvious that there's a cloud of rain following us and only us.
Well, it's filled the valley now.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. See, we needed to anger them so much. Gosh.
So yeah, back to the Mancio, perhaps avoiding the straits that run between the various wells, and see what we can find as far as different ways in. I said avoiding the wells.
Yes, if I may, this route perhaps. So I'll delete this afterwards. We were here. Could we head here and then thusly cross country?
You could if you wanted.
Yes, please. Avoiding the wells. Let's head that way.
The grave of the druid you pass, Corvus. The fresh earth is gone and flowers bloom there.
Sweet.
So, you creep from afar.
He died for Rome.
Look, explore for a way in. I will ask of you all de natura.
So
got you.
just we swapped the tablet. So Rufina now has the thing, and I am not longer cursed.
Yes.
Yeah. So Rafina, you feel your words failing you sometimes. You find yourself stammering, and
Yeah.
it just your head clouded.
That's all right. My pietas is actually still pretty decent, so it's not limiting me nearly as much as it would
Yeah.
folks who abuse their abilities more.
Does exploration kick in for this, or
This is
no?
exploration. Yep.
Okay.
You have generated 1 success between you. 2 successes. Right? Oh wait, hold on. That's incorrect. Hold on. Oh wait, sorry, I counted that 12. That's wrong. So it's 2, 5, 8, 15. That 15 degrees of success matter. So 1 success, but 3 successes actually. Cause you actually got it. Oh wait, no. Difficulty number's higher than that. What are you doing? Are you awake? Are you asleep? Wake up, dude. So that is only 1 success.
Wow. That's a high roll
Get
for only
another
1
go at it.
success.
Yeah.
You're looking for a
Yeah,
secret
we get another
entrance.
go at it.
You can keep looking. You still
Oh,
have
I
more
mean-
daylight left.
I wasn't actually looking for a secret entrance. I was just looking for, like, we went in this way. I was just wondering if there was a way into the back of the house to approach them from, like a servant's entrance or something.
One, you think they won't be observing or patrolling. That's the trick. It's
Fair
fine.
enough.
Because otherwise you're just gonna. It's like I go in the back door. They see you just as plain as day anyway. It's like, well, shoot. I need to find one that's actually useful.
No, fair enough. Okay. So can we know how many successes we're looking for?
You're looking for 6
Whoa.
because you're in the
Okay,
back
never
area.
mind.
Good grief.
I don't think we're gonna get it.
No.
They add up though, so if you don't do it today, you might be able to do it tomorrow. But even this, still, yeah, it is pretty difficult. What you're looking for. Actually, you know what? I'll pull down the difficulty number because you are looking. The doors themselves aren't hidden. You're just trying to find a door that's useful. That actually does help. The difficulty target is lower, so it's actually.
And we're working together, supporting each other, which should lower the diff. They don't call it a cooperative role, but whatever it is in this game.
Assisted, yeah. If it was something that
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Lost the number. Try again. That's 2 successes of the 6 you need.
How many? Okay, can we get another crack at the can today?
You can, yeah. You have enough time.
Yeah, let's try. Might as well.
You always get 2 cracks at exploring or investigating something per day.
So I'm guessing it's like a difficulty 9, but
Oh god.
Yeah, I'm not helpful.
Same
all.
as before.
Two more. You have 4 of the 6 you require. You know there's doors, because there has to be for a place like this, and it's not like a fortification. The trick is figuring out which one you can slip in and easily evade it to detect you. Because if you go in the wrong door, you're really hoping they don't see you. If you find the right door, they have no hope. They're completely. You will find a way in that they absolutely cannot get in. Oh, they won't see you until you're already on top of them.
so here's my deal. We can't wait till tomorrow because if we're counting on drunkenness helping us, and the fact they've been drinking all day, we can't really put this off. So I think we're
Maybe
just
we
going to have to
wait
take the
till-
risk.
Maybe we sneak in the overnight hours and try to catch them asleep.
But who knows what that woman has spouted in their heads.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's 6 of one, half dozen of another. I think if we wait too long and wake them up, they might be groggy, but maybe that might not be as efficient as finding them drunk. I don't know. I mean, it's completely unknown from this point. I'm just saying, if we're wanting to try and do it and take advantage of their drunkenness or hungoverness, depending, we don't have another day to find those other 2 successes.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Then let us go in there, see what there is to see. Sneakily, if you will.
Hope we get lucky.
So let's just recount something really quickly. In terms of fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Which one of you 2 ladies is better at fighting?
Me.
I'm complete trash and useless at fighting.
Would you mind taking the stone back? I'm sorry.
I mean, that means that I cannot do anything at all. And I will be engaged
Okay.
because we are... My dice pool is
that
then
is true.
1. 1 is still worse than 7.
And the better a roll they get, the more of a multiplier to their damage they do.
Yeah.
That is true. How much is Yulia rolling with the curse?
15.
That's not so bad.
No,
Yeah,
with the curse, what would it be?
15.
With the curse.
My pietas
Okay.
is still 15.
Yeah.
Oh, okay then. Okay, cool. In that case, no need to take the stone back. You're good. Okay.
She
yeah,
could have been a
shit,
fighter
let's
if she so chose.
Yep.
let's go in there, I guess. Let's see what there is to see.
No. Now you see why I'm so terrible at Denatura.
Hmm.
So the group of you are going to try to sneak in the back doors?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, you roll together, and it is opposed against one of the guards because they'll have people wandering around. Because they do have patrols. It's like someone told them to stop being lollygags and get back to patrolling the grounds.
What skill
And oppose
is
the
it?
corpore, I think, right?
The corpore.
The corpore, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll walk behind that. My sweet companions.
I'm not great at the corpore.
I'm okay at de corpore, but yeah, dice does not favor me.
Neither does Mars, you traitor. Sorry, what was that?
That's yours.
Oh, what's that? I you don't like your axe? Oh, okay.
The
Yep. I don't think we're doing very well.
Yeah, we're kind of sucking here.
It's contested, so there might be a chance.
We're rolling like us. This is how we roll.
Yeah, they don't see you. You're able to sneak your way in one of the back doors.
Yeah, let's do it.
You notice Tarsus the Breaker is not present.
Oh dear.
Well, gods be damned. Is there someone, one of the guards that we could perhaps grab, like in a stealth chokehold, or that maybe I could grab?
I mean, I think based upon what you determined earlier, might be our chance to take out the guards, this group of 4, and then, instead of taking on 2 units, when we find Tarsus, we just have to take on him.
That is the truth.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. In that case, I shall unsheath my axe and charge boldly into battle.
Very good. I'm gonna double check something to make sure, because you did get the roll. So I want to make sure you understand how their power works. Okay, so way pack tactics works, just so you know. If there's 2 or more of the same NPC type attacking a person that has that ability, they add 1 to their die value when they're fighting them. So they get a bonus to fighting if they outnumber people. Which is what I said, but I wanted to give you the hard number, because you did roll really high in your tactics. You know their number pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
But battle enjoins. You guys do get an opening volley because you completely drop them. Like, they do not know you're coming right away. So you guys can do range attacks as you're charging in.
Cool. I'll pull out my bow and let one loose.
Yep, same.
I will pull out my plumbata.
Which means there's not yet someone engaged with them, right?
Oh, we surprise them, which means we get a free turn or a free ranged volley before we charge in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get an initial volley.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the same
question
as in
is-
One Ring. Yeah.
Yeah, the question is just, is the difficulty 6 or 3 for me?
It is,
Because, like, if there's someone in close combat, it is 6.
It's true.
It is.
I'll say, given you guys you guys really if you attacked them from like the wall or way outside, it'd be like long range. But you like get into the main chamber as they're gathering up, and then yeah. So it's 3.
Well,
Yay.
Oh no. All right. So let's go top to bottom. Calypso, you beat it by 2. What is the damage of your sling?
3.
3. You do 3 damage to this guy. Bonk. Does he have armor to help him at all? He's a brigand, I doubt it. But I'll look just to be safe. Nope. He's wearing armor. It looks scary and all, but they do not know how to wear that armor properly. Then Yula Rafina got 10, so you beat the target number by 4, which means it's double your damage. What's the damage times 2?
My damage is.
I think the damage is the
So
difficulty.
doubling that would be 8.
Ow! Shunk.
It's a flambeau, not a sling. As I whip a dart at them.
Shunk. Ah! One guy's like, ow, that kind of hurt. And one's like, oh my god, I have a thing stuck in my shoulder. Ow! That really hurts.
I don't.
Hmm.
I don't think it's flat damage. I think that gives you the number of that you roll. Like, hold on. Where the heck is combat?
Oh, I might be missing the 4th step. You may be right here.
I know it's rare, but it happens.
I had it like locked in my head. No. Damage, you silly book. Develop damage roll. Applies damage multiplier to the damage rating of the weapon used. The result is a dice point value the attacker rolls to determine the amount of damage inflicted. Oh my goodness, that's way worse than I thought it was. Ew.
Yeah.
And the defender can reduce the damage received by the protection. I apologize. So wind that all back. That's not the damage they took. So Calypso, yours was 3, I believe.
Yeah.
So you roll a d3. That's how much damage you do to this guy. Hey, it's 3. Rafina, yours was
Question.
doubled. Yes.
Does this explode for her? Does fate intervene in her damage?
Honestly, I don't think so. That would make it way better to have a D3.
Double checking.
Yeah, 33% chance is crazy to actually.
That's fair.
Yeah, but I mean, think about it the other way. If you've got, a 3 in a stat for some reason, you still get that extra chance to explode. So I think it's true. Like the worse you are at something, the more chance the gods intervene to help you out.
Which is why not having fate bad, because then they never intervene. Whenever a player rolls 1 or more dice and the roll scores the highest possible on all dice, you roll the same die or dice again, adding second roll to the first. The fate roll applies to all die rolls made by the custode, including damage and protection rolls, as long as the current Pieta score is 1 or more.
1.
So there you go.
There you go.
There is
Damage
like
explodes.
some last piece of Apollo's approval left in me, and I'm really glad for that. It didn't do much more, but it is 4. I mean, it's 33% chance,
Yeah. I mean, hey, 4 is better than 3. You did more than the
Yeah.
average rando would have done.
Alright, so
So your dice value is now 8, because it would have been 4, but it's been doubled because you hit him so well.
okay.
I was wondering, I was like, why is there no dice rolls? Maybe it's a dice roll-less game. And my brain just locked to that and never moved from it. 7.
7. Not terrible.
Tiberius.
I beat my difficulty by 4.
By 4, so doubled. What's your damage doubled?
16.
So you have a dice value of 16.
Cool.
So maybe that lady would have survived.
Nah, I'd still win.
Yeah, she had very little HP. Her whole tactic is seduce the person with weapons and then get them to fight for her.
And there you go. That guy takes 5 arrow damage.
Dunk. And Corvus. Beat yours by... Wait. Yeah. Tiberius, I think
That's
you
right.
you underestimated. You rolled 12, right? The target was 3, so you beat it by 9.
Oh! My bad. Do you want me to reroll that? That would make it an 18
well,
dice pool.
I'll let you redo your dice pool, because your dice pool would have been times 3.
Okay, so that would make it an 18, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
9 times... No, wait, is it?
Isn't the difficulty tied to the weapon?
Yeah, it is. So my difficulty slash damage is...
Mine is free, because I have the, shit weapon.
Yeah, Corby, my damage slash difficulty is 8. Although I am experienced with it, it doesn't have the versatile bonus, I think.
Okay, my mistake. Sorry.
The versatility bonus is for my battle axe.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so this is fine. He takes 5 damage. Yeah.
Okay. That was right. What about Corvus?
Hold up. If you're experienced with the weapon, you don't worry about the having to overcome a difficulty number. It's only if you're not experienced with it. If you have to have your debello has to be twice whatever the weapon's difficulty is.
Which it is, yes.
Then you don't worry about it.
Oh, so I rolled the full amount.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
You're
you
just-
should. Which makes sense. If you know, if I grab a random pilum and try to throw it, I don't know how to throw those stupid things. I could figure it out and accidentally hurt you. But a skilled guy could go, no, I could put this through your head and get an apple.
Right.
But hang on, what is the multiplier in that case?
Times 3 in that case.
Times 3 in that case. Okay, so 8 times 3 is 24.
Yep.
My. This is the first time I'm going to use this macro. Let's do 12 plus 12. Screw it. I'm feeling good. 9 damage.
That's more than 5.
That is more than 5.
Dunk. Jeez, why didn't you let Fate intervene? Oh wait, it won't. You traitor.
Yeah.
Corvus, you beat yours by 9, I believe.
It's 3 from
Yep.
15 is 12.
Oh, whoops! I looked at the wrong number. My bad. Sorry. 12 is times 4.
Yeah. Okay. So
I was looking at
6 times
Tiberius'
4,
number. My bad.
24.
Hell yeah, 24 dice gang.
Let's do that one. 14.
That guy falls dead. Dunk.
Nice.
So we pull him off the field. Alright, now to look into surprise in general. I know initial volley was obvious. I'm like, you have them. You have them, so you get and they. I think surprise. I'm gonna double check, but I think surprise off the top of my head is you get to fire, they don't. In initial volley, because one ring's ringing in my brain for that. Normally, when surprised by an attack, character cannot perform any action against the attacker. If the surprised character is also target attack, they suffer disadvantages. They don't roll back. Making a surprise attack. Do you want to set it up? Fez with ambush fails, spotting an ambush. Okay, so I'm willing to say you get it a You get an initial volley, and I'm willing to let you close in and do a round of free attacks because you completely caught them. As opposed to, you're not surprised if you see somebody in a camp and go tunk in broad daylight. I get an initial volley, but
Right.
now they know we're here. Like, there's no surprise. Whereas you're creeping into this building and going, yeah, and then charging at them.
Okay. So can I engage these two fellas at the bottom here? Both of them?
These two. Who's everyone else engaging? Engaging him.
I'll go for the guy at the top. Yep.
I let you guys engage.
I'll go for guys.
You can stay at
Within my-
ranged, or you can move to engage.
I will move to engage.
Who are you engaging?
I guess I will engage one of the guys that Tiberius is engaged with, just so that he's not grossly outnumbered.
Calypso. Are you staying back, or are you engaging?
I know my place. I stay where I am. Try to kind of more like more even not participating but overseeing, because I'm kind of scared that something bites us in the ass while we're doing that.
Alright. Give me Debella rolls. Your target number 0, because they do not see you coming. It's just, huh? What? Ow, ow. Oh, gods. That guy died. What's going on? Where do these people come from?
Wow.
Alright, so 15. Right. Click and roll.
I don't want to say it, Tiberius, but you were unfortunate before, but since Mars left you.
I'm even more so, yeah. Don't worry, if I'm doing the math right, I should have a dice pool of 44 for this one. Surely.
So 7 was type here. Oh, and Calypso, you get to do a range attack at 0. Well, it's still a range attack of like 6 to hit them, because there's people.
I think it's 3 because difficulty raises by 3.
Yeah, so 6. Sorry, you're right.
Yeah. No, I won't do it. It's fine.
Okay. It's not like they're attacking
Keeping
you, right?
watch or whatever.
Tiberius, you got 7 more than you needed, so that's a times 3 to your damage.
Oh, so 33, my bad. Okay, dice pool of 33.
That's wow.
Could have been better.
I think
Hey, that's pretty
There you
good.
go.
Dead.
Very nice.
I think I get. Who's next?
I'll resolve Corvus. 10. 10 is times 4.
Okay.
Do not be surprised by your
again.
enemy. It is death.
Always set a watch.
They did. They just didn't see you coming. That's the
what I'm watching.
hilarious thing.
Not great. 8.
Now see, that's a roll.
That guy was hurt already, so he dies from between your wound and the secondary, between the initial volley and your attack, he falls dead.
Sweet.
And Rufina,
Gladius. Roma Victrix.
times 4 to your damage there, Rufina.
Alright. That means I roll 24.
Hey.
Nicely done.
High
2,
5.
6. Nice.
And thus,
Step. Coup de grace.
Corvus cleans off his gladius and looks with a smile at the rest. Roma Victrix.
Yeah, don't shit your pants just yet. We're not out of it yet.
I think now we
On this place.
can investigate this place and the bodies too while we're at it.
I'll
We
take the
should
bodies.
still
You can
be-
take upstairs.
We should still be careful. There's
Yeah.
2 people that we're missing.
Yeah.
Agreed. Actually, you know what? I'll post myself up outside somewhere. Search this place, and if you see anything, scream. I'll run.
so just taking care of these bodies. Stand outside. People are investigating. And how hard is this Demiurge. Well, let's find out together, shall we? I wouldn't say it's that hard. We'll put it there. Yeah. You need 6 successes. Your difficulty number is 9. DC Entia.
Oh man.
Can we cooperate on it?
Certainly. I would advise you do so.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Well, at 22, we did a lot of carrying. Oh, wait, no, there's more than that.
That is just unfortunate what we did here.
Ow, 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 ow.
Sorry, I just had the largest cat in the house jump on my back with claws. Ow.
Oh, I thought it was a reaction to the D10 rolling a 1.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It could have been, but
I thought that 22.
yeah, I don't think any of us
No,
got a hit.
You made no progress.
No.
Yeah.
So
Since we're cooperating, though, wouldn't it decrease the difficulty by 1?
Oh yeah, it would go down to 6. Yeah.
Well, it was 12.
Oh.
Never mind.
Good.
It got brought down to 9.
Well, we get one more crack. Yeah.
I feel like my character can have less success here than the last one.
See, and I even made sure to get a point in investigate just because of this.
You're just rolling bad. That's just bad luck.
Yeah, we're rolling like we roll.
It would be cool to have good luck for a change. Just saying.
Well, roll it again. Who knows? One of you might just, explode.
Yeah, fate can always
No.
intervene.
It's just the same shit. Literally, the same
Yep.
fucking shit.
Yep.
7, 7, 7.
Yeah.
I'll let you explore. You won't. The problem with this place is that these guys camping here for a while has marred the truth of matters. So it's hard to say how much is they're doing, or how much is a cult's doing, or how much is the senator's doing, or what have you. Like it's just too much time has passed, and too much interference has occurred. But you can still explore the building. You might find some. You might find out if people are hiding here or not.
Okay, that's worth it.
To that, they are not trying to be found, but you are cooperating, so it goes from D12 to 9, becomes a Denetra. You require 3 successes. You're just examining a building, so it's a big building, but it's just a building.
Oh, can I
There's
join
a
in this
roll.
one? Considering it's Denetra, can I join in as well?
You can if you want.
I get to roll again.
Fate intervenes.
I am not helpful.
14.
The target was
That's 3.
9. So that's 4 more. So you got 2 successes on your own Calypso. And Corvus and Tiberius. Yep, nope. Yeah, you have, between the 4 of you, you've thoroughly explored the building. So you can tell that this is that largely, there is the building as you expect. The first floor, the second floor, some of the outbuildings, the various entryways that you were looking for. And in the room of records and scrolls, where many works of the imperial business would be kept, behind one of those shelves is a hidden passageway leading down.
This is where that fiend must have escaped. We didn't see him on the road.
Oh, I
You go
thought you were
first.
talking about the woman.
Night has fallen. The moon is out.
I know it isn't because the weather is overcast, actually.
Well, I mean, the moon's out. We just can't see it. But
Failing
Figuratively,
of your
it is
mortal
that.
eyes.
Tiberius, who has really beef with Mars at the moment, just wants to make it worse with all the others.
so are like Lord lanterns or torches part of our standard gear?
They would be, yeah.
I think we said we are. The trappings are all the same for all of us.
Yeah.
So I'll, take my axe in one hand and light a torch in the other. Say, follow me. We shall uncover the truth.
I nod, and I will raise my gladius and secure my shield to my other arm.
Mm.
I still only have a sling, and I will go there with my sling.
Why don't you also take a torch, Calypso? That way
Yeah.
we got lights front and back.
Yeah. I make the back. So if we get jumped from behind,
And with a brief
valuable
pair to
died.
Diana Luna, I'll head downstairs too.
And your god's really cool. Mine too, but asleep right now.
Hey, guy did a lot of work today. He did his best.
Yeah.
I'd say something about Mars, but I'm already knee deep in shit, and I don't want to do more.
I mean, he also decided that I don't get to do anything anymore. So I don't hold a grudge, but I see where we are.
True.
Thus you descend into darkened, narrow stairs. A twist counterclockwise, twisting you deeper and deeper, darker and darker. The rain
quick prayer
muffled.
to Diana of the Underworld then.
Every breath musty and damp, cold. The one bearing the stone no longer feels cursed.
Oh no.
Buried in the deep earth.
Deeper and deeper, twisting and twisting. One may suspect to see the river Styx if you keep this up. You won't see it, right? Not yet, anyway. Not yet.
We hope.
Deeper and deeper still. The world above, quiet. Nothing but your breaths and the shuffle of your feet. And I will note to you that the walls on either side of you are clear of dust, as if some great thing brushed up against both walls, cleaning it without much intention, but cleaning it quite thoroughly all the same.
Goodness me, I imagine who that could be.
Mm-mm.
Your mom, haha. Sorry, I'm good. How do you all handle this descent as it carries on? As if it will never end.
Yeah, I literally say a prayer to Diana of the Underworld as we're going down.
I will likewise say a prayer. She might not be
Diana trivia?
Give me Demagia, the two of you.
I mean, I would pray, but I kind of am the torch of my god down here because don't get much further from the sun.
Ooh, I get to. Diana apparently very much likes my prayer. I get to reroll.
The fates don't intervene for me.
14.
I am merciful, your goddess is not. Gain 2 pieta. I can only do so much.
Well. Hey, that does get me up to where I could at least fire off my Indigitamenta once if I am at the last limit.
You find your...
Does my prayer do anything, or do I get to roll for praying because I'm so far on the ground? It might be bad, but
You can try. The difficulty's higher for you because he's distant, but he may hear you anyway.
yeah. Is that a favor of the gods roll?
No.
I don't know.
Well, actually, I'll take it because it's basically what you're trying to... It's in that
Gee.
vein, I'm willing to say.
No. He's too far gone.
You find yourselves in a catacomb pre-Roman. Bodies interred and notches in the wall. Long forgotten offerings, bits of metal and wood and clay left to each. Scribbles and spirals, shapes of mountains high, carved into the stonework. So many bodies, all interred here. And you can hear a murmuring, a speaker, deeper and deeper within this catacomb. A chant, if you will.
Buried in the deep earth.
Do you proceed, or do you investigate where you are?
Is there anything of note here where we are, aside from, I don't know, dust?
You could spend time to investigate.
Not bugger that. Like, the enemy is in front of us. We must advance.
Yeah, I mean, while we're getting closer to that, would it be possible to not understand what they're saying? I don't even want to know, but to see what language it is, possibly?
I will ask upon you the magia.
Oh lord. Oh, Apollo. Please. Not too
12's
bad.
pretty good. I'm going to throw some language at you. There is a mixture of Latin, of Germani, and the language of that long lost northern people who once lived in these mountains, whose name escapes me at the moment.
The barbers?
Mountain tribish.
But I will highlight to you, they are the languages that you've seen on the tablet.
Yeah. Ligurians?
Ligurian, yeah.
Yeah, I will whisper that to the others. It's the language from the tablets. We're in trouble.
think we need to stop the person who's speaking it from speaking anymore.
Does it
Agreed.
sound like one person or multiple?
Fear no evil, priestess. We are the
Yeah,
warriors of justice.
That's actually a good cry. Does it sound like one person or multiple peoples?
Hard to say with the distance. Reverb may be multiplying the voice, or maybe many voices are colliding and dissonating each other out. It is an uncertain choir. Catacomb awaits in its silence.
Press forward. I shall press
Yep.
forward.
Yeah, I think we press forward towards the
forward as
chanty.
well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something is there for them to see. Brought to life by books of broken lore, of wisdom that faded like sand through hand. And it should have stayed buried deep. But we'll see what what the custodies of the cohort's auxiliary arcanum shall do about it next time. For everyone watching, thank you very much for doing so. For those playing, thank you very much. And we hope to see you again next time. Bye. Oh boy.
Creepy, creepy.
I think we made a mistake the way he said, oh boy.
Everything's fine. Everything's great. You're gonna do fine.
You'll die.